Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was in Another and I Man Fell in Love with Mei Misaki Movie. Before we start, please go support Cesar Mendoza 290,316 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken characters' gender, but of course Deku is a male. The evil is looking for you to be its new victim. Chapter 1 Sketches. Narrator. We see a boy slowly waking up. Finally you wake up. What happened to me? Confused. You had a big attack of pneumonitis, so much so that you tried to breathe, but you couldn't since your tissues were super inflamed, but the inflammation was able to go down. Calm down son, you are better now. Sorry grandma, it's just that I forgot my medicines in the car and also my inhaler. Grandma. Don't worry son, you are better now. What a shame your father wasn't here to take care of you. Since you mention it, Mom Yasuke worries a lot about you after Inko passed away. Have they talked to my dad right? No, really not, since he is busy at work. Okay, I will call him myself. Don't worry, he must be very busy with his job in India. Grandma. I think so, since I called him 4 times and he never answered me. Yeah, I brought you your medicine, giving him some pills. Thanks Aunt Ryuko. Ryuko. It's nothing, you know that I love you very much. Izuku, now take his pill. Izuku. Yes, I'm already taking it. Ryuko. Wow, how beautiful is the sunrise in Yamayama. Watching the sunrise. Izuku. That is the river that they nicknamed the Wild River. Curious. Ryuko. They nicknamed it that because it is a river that carries away almost everything and floods some part of the town, but that was many years ago, and now it is not so wild, since now the water flows calmly and it no longer floods as much. Izuku. I see, I'll have to explore the town so I don't get lost seeing the town. And Aunt, is it true that I'm going to your school where you studied with my mother? At the same time you work, right? Ryuko. Yes, don't worry, I've already done the paperwork so they accept you. Don't worry, you'll get used to that school and make new friends. Izuku. I hope so, seeing the landscape. 10 minutes later. Oh, good that you woke up, Izuku. Izuku. My lung is better now, miss. Sani Mizuno is my real name. Izuku. Okay, Mizuno. Mizuno. By the way, they came to see you. Izuku. Who? Curious. Mizuno. Someone from Yamayama High School. Izuku. Okay. Mizuno. Can you come in? At that 3 students from the school enter. Hello, nice to meet you, it's a pleasure to meet you Izuku. Sorry, what was your last name? Izuku. Midoriya. My name is Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara, he said smiling. It's a pleasure to meet you Midoriya, my name is Tomohiko Kazami, a 4th grade student at Yamayama High School, and she's my classmate. On my side, she's Izumi Akazawa, would it be? And I'm Yukari Sakuragi. It's a pleasure to meet you, giving her some flowers. Izuku. Thank you very much for this detail. Tomohiko. A question Midoriya, is this your first time here, right? Izuku. Yes, because my father for work reasons went to India to work and I had to move to Yamayama to continue studying, but I live with my grandparents and my aunt. Akazawa. And have you heard anything about the town? Izuku. Honestly, I don't know almost anything about Yamayama since I hardly ever went here. Akazawa. I think I know you. Izuku. Seriously, a bit confused. Akazawa. Honestly, I think I already know you, but I don't know where from, or is it just my imagination or my thoughts? Yukari. By the way Midoriya, you already have the information of the entire school. Izuku. Yes, but it will be a small problem to be punctual in all the subjects. Tomohiko. Calm down, giving him some sheets. I printed all the notes of all the subjects so that you don't fall behind. Izuku. Thank you very much. Akazawa. I hope to see you soon so we can get to know you more. Izuku. Yes, they will discharge me soon. Yukari. Well Izuku, we stopped by to leave, it was a pleasure to meet you. Tomohiko. Welcome to Yamayama Midoriya. Izuku. Thanks. 5 minutes later. We see Izuku walking through the hospital corridors since he went for a walk and arrives at an elevator where he enters while looking at his iPhone 8 Plus. At the same time he pressed a button to go to another room. Izuku. No signal there, well I'll call him when I get home, putting away his cell phone watching the elevator go down. How strange, who is going to go to the lowest part of the hospital, confused watching the elevator go down. But suddenly he feels someone behind her. Izuku. Hey, turning back to see a girl who was there. Sorry, I didn't see you, sorry, making space for her, and the girl just stayed quiet, but Izuku looked at her for a bit and was a little surprised. Izuku. Hey, a question, are you from Yamayama High School, right? The girl just nods. Izuku. Are you from the 4th grade class? Not curious. The girl just nods. Izuku. And you know Tomohiko and the others, right? Yes. Izuku. And what are you doing going down all the way down since it's the morgue and the cauldron? Confused. I came to return something to someone that they lent me. Izuku. But this is the morgue, why are you going there? Confused. That's why I'm going there, to return something to someone that they lent me. At that the elevator opens and the girl gets off, where she begins to walk to the hallway that was super dark. Izuku. Hey wait, seeing that the girl stands up, tell me what's your name? Confused at the same time intrigued, and the girl just stayed silent. Mei Misaki Mei going to the morgue, where Izuku gets a little scared since he stopped hearing Misaki's footsteps and saw that Misaki was indeed going to the morgue, scaring him. Izuku. Who are you? Misaki Mei confused. The next day. Bird. Good morning Ryoko. Izuku wake up, it's time. A bird screams and Izuku wakes up, stretches, leaves his room watching the sunrise, but his phone starts ringing. Izuku. Hello, answering. Yasuke. Hello son, how are you? I heard you were hospitalized, are you okay son? Izuku. Yes dad, I'm fine, I just need to take medicine so it doesn't happen more frequently. Yasuke. How good that you are okay. I'm sorry I can't contact your aunt and your grandmother, is that my phone had no battery, but hey, it's already charged. Izuku. And how is India? Yasuke. Honestly, it's super hot here in India, but at least the work is good here in India. Izuku. I see, I hope you get home soon. Yasuke. Soon son, I will come visit you. Well, I have to hang up, I'm working, god it's hot, goodbye son. Izuku. Goodbye dad, take care of yourself. Hanging up his cell phone and arrives at the kitchen. Izuku. Good morning Aunt Ryoko, giving him a kiss on the cheek. Ryoko. Good morning Izuku, are you ready to go to school? Izuku. Yes, but I'm a little scared since I don't know if I'm going to fit in at school. Ryoko. Izuku, listen to me, you are the smartest of all, since I know you perfectly, you are a great outstanding student and do not let anyone humiliate you because you are very intelligent, Izuku Midoriya said in a somewhat serious and motivating way. Izuku. Thanks for those words. Ryoko. By the way, you take your medications right? Izuku. Yes, taking out his pillbox. Ryoko. I also told the director that I will go see you or go see me quickly in case you have an asthma attack or pneumonitis, and also taking off his glasses and messing up his hair. At school, you do not even have to call me Ryoko or and call me teacher Mikami. Izuku. Okay, drinking coffee and gets up, goes to a room where his grandfather was praying. Grandpa. Good morning Izuku. Izuku. Good morning Grandpa. Grandpa. I found out that you are going to go to Inko's school, my beautiful and cute little girl. God, what a catastrophic day, it was an eternal and dark day. How I hate the funerals where it's always raining and some cry, and it's always gray and sometimes black. Or Inko, I miss you so much, he said calmly, looking at a picture of Inko before she passed away. Izuku. I would have liked to meet her in person, my mother, seeing a photograph of her, feeling somewhat sad. 1 hour later. We see Izuku walking through the halls calmly with 2 teachers by his side. Everything okay? Midoriya looking at Izuku. Izuku. Yes, it's my first day, teacher Mikami. Mikami. You'll be fine, you'll get used to it. Izuku. Izuku. Yes, it's just that I'm not used to changing schools. Mikami. Don't worry, this always happens to those who are new, but you will fit in well at school, I assure you, smiling. Izuku. You're right teacher, he said smiling. 10 minutes later. Izuku. Hello, I'm Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara. I'm 15 years old. I really like reading. My dream is to be a book writer and publish many books in the future. He said calmly in front of all his new classmates. Well, welcome Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara, who joins our class today. Now, young Midoriya, can you sit down? Izuku. Thank you, he said, walking, but he was a bit surprised since Misaki Mei was there, and he sits down calmly, but discreetly looks at Mei. Izuku. It's her, but why is she so far away from everyone? Half surprised and confused at the same time since Misaki was in the right corner, somewhat far from everyone. Shoji. Well, take out your Spanish book and open it in chapter 35 where we left off. 1 hour later. Tamahiko. And tell me Midoriya. How's Tokyo? Yes, Midoriya, can you tell us? Come on, just let Izuku tell us what it's like there. By the way. My name is Naoya Toshigiwara. And my name is Aya Ayano. And mine is Takako Sugihiro. Izuku. Nice to meet you all. Well, Tokyo is big and bright during the day and at night, but it's really crowded with people, and most of them are tourists from other countries. And this is your first time here, right? I'm Aki Matsui. Izuku. Yes, because when I was 3 years old I moved to Tokyo, but due to my father's work, I moved to Yamayama. Did someone tell you something about the town? I'm Huntanakao. Izuku. How curious, if a horrible case happened, well, I honestly don't know, a case like Jeffrey Dahmer's occurred, was there something like that, or a case like John Wayne Gacy's? Confused, sorry, I say silly things, but not really. I don't know what happened. Confused. Akazawa. Better not to know. Izuku. One question, do you know anything about the girl sitting here? Tamahiko. No, not really, giving her a little hit. Naoya. Naoya. By the way, Izuku, how many books have you read and which ones do you like to read? Izuku. I really like those based on real events. I have some like the one about my friend Dahmer or the case of Richard Ramirez or the case of Charlie Manso. Ayano. And where did you buy your books? Izuku. In a store where there was everything, but sometimes the books were very expensive. Tamahiko. I see. 1 hour later. We see everyone in physical education running except Izuku, since due to his lung problems he couldn't run much. Would you like to be there sitting next to Izuku? Izuku. Honestly yes, since I would like to run, feel the breeze on my face, but because I suffer from pneumonitis since I was little, I have not been able to run much. By the way, I am Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara. My name is Ikuo Takabayashi. Izuku. Why are you here? Curious. Ikuo. Why do I suffer from heart problems? Unfortunately I was born with this problem. Unfortunately all this is generic. Izuku. I see. Ikuo. What I do know is that your problems can be controlled, and they have, but my case may happen to me. Izuku. I'm happy for you, smiling. Ikuo. Well, I have to go. Standing up, I'm going to the infirmary. Izuku. Do you want me to help you? Ikuo. No thanks, I want to do it on my own. I know I can. Leaving. Izuku. Poor man. Yukari. Something happens. Izuku sitting next to him. Izuku. Nothing. Sitting down. Yukari. Ikuo has always had like small heart attacks where sometimes he vomits or spits up blood, but nowadays he doesn't suffer as much. Izuku. At least he takes good care of himself. And why did you sit with me? Yukari. I just came to keep you company since I forgot my physical education uniform. Izuku. Thanks, at least I won't feel so lonely. And a question, Yukari. Yukari. What's up, Midoriya? Izuku. Who is Mei Misaki? Curious, leaving Yukari in shock. Yukari. What did you say? Confused. Izuku. Do you know who Mei Misaki? Yukari. I don't know who you're talking about since there was never anyone like that at school. Confused. Izuku. Yesterday I saw her, she told me she was in the same class as us. Yukari. You talked to her in shock. Izuku. Yes, why did I want to meet her? And that the two feel a breeze of air and Izuku sees Mei surprised up at school. Izuku. Yukari, I'll be right back. Yukari. Where are you going? Confused. Izuku. I forgot my cell phone in the classroom. I'll come back in a few minutes. Lying to her and going upstairs where she sees Mei. Izuku. Mei surprised. Misaki. What are you doing here? Drawing. Izuku. Just came to see you. Misaki. I'm glad you're drawing. Izuku. I bet you were going to the morgue that day since I understand that only hospital staff can enter. Misaki. I asked a doctor for permission that I was going alone. Izuku. Seriously, you went to give it to that relative of yours? A bit surprised. Misaki. I already told you that if you're drawing and it ends, why are you so interested? Izuku. Honestly, you caught my attention a lot. Misaki. Misaki. Sorry, I'm not interested in a relationship now. Izuku. That's not what I meant, but why when I saw you and for a few moments you weren't even in class now, why do you disappear like that out of nowhere? Misaki. Look Midoriya, I know very well that you're new, but you never know what you're facing or who you're talking to. Better stay away from me. Midoriya. You know Midoriya sounds angelic to me, but not Sakakibara since he sounds like death to me, so I'll tell you Midoriya sounds like a chord in a song. Izuku. Okay, just Midoriya or Izuku. Misaki. Well, I'm going. By the way, be careful with the rumors because they may be true. Midoriya leaving singing his name. Already at the exit. Ryuko. How was it, son? She said smiling, driving home. Izuku. Honestly, I really liked it, Aunt, he said smiling, but I'm a little tired of classes since I started doing my homework during recess to be on time for classes, looking out the window as I watched a train. Ryuko. I'm glad. Izuku. Well, don't worry, classes are over. If you want, you can sleep a little and then have dinner. Izuku. Sounds good. But Izuku was surprised because he saw that Misaki was walking in the rain, something that confused him a lot. Ryuko. Something's wrong. Izuku looking at Izuku through the window. Izuku. Nothing, nothing. Izuku's mind. Who are you, Misaki Mei? Chapter 2 Outline. Narrator. We see Misaki sitting quietly doing nothing until. Izuku. Hello, greet me kindly. Misaki. Why? Izuku. How confused, and Misaki stands up. Misaki. This is fine. Izuku. Izuku. What do you mean confused? But it started to get very windy. Misaki. You better take care of yourself, it may have already started, he said sinisterly, confusing Izuku. Half an hour later. Mikami. Very well guys, show your drawings. Looking at the drawings, wow Izuku, what character is that? Curious. Izuku. It is Pyramid Head, the villain of Silent Hill 2, is that I really like that character since it scares me a little and I am somewhat excited since I am going soon. Silent Hill 2 remake is released. Lakami. Wow Izuku, it is a little scary since it looks like a monster, but I congratulate you Izuku for the drawing. Smiling. Izuku. Thanks. Smiling. Lakami. Mochizuki, what did you do seeing the drawing? Mochizuki. It is a lemon screaming showing his lemon. Lakami. Do you think that's okay Mochizuki? Mochizuki. Yes, since he is afraid of all fear, why doesn't he know him? Sorry for what I did. Lakami. Don't apologize, just that you could have drawn something more like a comic book character or a video game character like Izuku. Mochizuki. I understand, thanks for the advice teacher. Lakami. You're welcome. Yukari. Your lemon seems somewhat terrifying to me. Izuku. I liked it because it gives it a terrifying touch honestly. Mochizuki. Thanks Midoriya, right. Izuku. That's right, I am Izuku. Midoriya Sakakibara smiling. Lakami. What is supposed to be Naoya? Naoya. Is it a cat? Seriously? Lakami. Why does it have 3 eyes? Naoya. Is it a 3-dimensional cat? Lakami. Very funny, I will give you a 7 rating. Naoya. It can't be with a depressed aura. Already at recess. Mochizuki. I heard a lot about you that you like to read and horror video games, that is, everything related to horror. Izuku. I like horror things more since I'm almost not afraid of those things, but see that Mochizuki was looking at the window, something confused happens. Mochizuki. Honestly, I'm scared. Izuku. What thing? Mochizuki. People with such deep and a little perverse secrets, people who maybe hide something like the case of Jeffrey Dahmer, they saw him very normal, but in the end he was a monster, I'm afraid of that. Izuku. But if you discover very deeply, maybe that person will be a great friend like you investigated about me. Mochizuki. You're right friend, but it may be that they hide very deep secrets. Naoya. Hello guys, what are you doing? Izuku. Hello Unimura, nothing, we are just talking about fear. Naoya. That's very creepy, especially in the cursed class where he told me everything calmly but covers his mouth. Izuku. How confused. Mochizuki. It's just a joke that Naoya likes to do all the time, he said calmly, but inside he was angry. Izuku. I see, well at least I know what the school is like and honestly it's a little scary, but I'm used to it, he said smiling. Mochizuki. I'm happy for you, and tell me Izuku, are you in a club? Izuku. No, since I haven't thought about it yet, maybe in a reading club or an arts club, since it's also my favorite hobby. Sometimes I'm in my room drawing, but he shuts up since he sees Misaki in a room. Naoya. What's up Izuku? Izuku. I'll be back in a second, entering the classroom and saw hello Misaki going like this to her. Misaki. I see that you are interested in art and drawings and reading, I'm glad for that. Drawing. Izuku. I didn't see you in the drawing class. Confused, what are you drawing? Misaki. An angel who goes to heaven since it's time to fly very high has come, it will be a very beautiful angel. Izuku. Hey Misaki, a question, why do you always disappear? Confused, but the bell rings. I think you should go to your class or you will miss it. A man coming out. Izuku. Are you the librarian? Of course, young man, I am Tetsuji Chibiki, the library. Izuku. Nice to meet you. Tetsuji. Whenever you want to come to the library you can come whenever you want, we are open every day, but I recommend that you go to your class, you don't want to fail, right? Izuku. No sir, and thank you for the invitation, leaving, closing the door. Already at night. Ryuko. The librarian. Tetsuji drinking juice. Ah yes, I remember him, he's a grumpy old man who is always in the library all day, he has always been a grumpy old man, the truth. And tell me Izuku, something else happened. Izuku. Since you mention it, I would like Izuku to join a writing club to learn how to improve my handwriting, or an arts club, that interests me a lot. Ryuko. That's great, Izuku. Izuku. The truth is I want to do many things in life such as the arts, painting, sculptures and art, but more in writing, since I want to publish many books in life, and maybe they will make an adaptation for the big screen like the Ted Bundy movie or the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series, those are my dreams. Ryuko. Very well Izuku, that is the attitude, always think big. Izuku. But I feel like I am not going to achieve it since they seem like impossible dreams. Ryuko. You know Izuku, if you do not fulfill them you will never know if they are impossible. I know it is difficult but never impossible. Why do you think that the great writers are highly recognized, or they thought big something that you Izuku you are doing? That is why I think you can never fail, since I believe in you and I know that you can do it in life and be very successful in life, said smiling. Izuku. Thanks aunt for those words, said smiling. 1 hour later. We see Mizuno in her hospital office. It was already 10:30 p.m. It was super night and she was quiet doing paperwork, but she began to hear some footsteps coming towards her and raises her head. Mizuno. Izuku-kun smiling seeing that Izuku was wearing black clothes and a black sweatshirt. Izuku. Hello greeting. 20 minutes later. Mizuno. I'm glad you came to see me taking out a soda for the two of us and sitting down. Izuku. Yes, since I went to see how my lung was since they did some studies about my lung, but they said that it was stable now that the medications have been working a lot. Mizuno. I'm glad about that since health comes first and everything after drinking juice, and how have you been doing, are you still punctual with your medications? Izuku. Yes, since I've been taking my medications at the correct time and schedule, he said smiling. Mizuno. And have you already decided what career to choose? Izuku. Arts and writing since they are the ones I like. Mizuno. Sounds good drinking juice. Izuku. Hey Mizuno. Mizuno. Yes. Izuku. Have you seen a girl about my age go down to the basement where the morgue and the cauldron room are? Curious remembering Misaki. Mizuno. No, since only the staff can go down, not someone from the hospital since we have prohibited them, only doctors and forensic doctors can go down, the other patients know why the question. Izuku. Is that a girl from my school from my class has gone down to the top floor? Mizuno. You asked her why? Izuku. She told me that she was going to deliver something to someone, something that confused me, since I thought the same as you. Mizuno. How strange, the cameras of security never caught someone downstairs confused, and you asked him at least what his name was. Izuku. His name is Misaki Mei. Mizuno. How strange, even more confused. Izuku. Why? Mizuno. Why was there someone in the hospital who passed away many years ago, but what you're telling me is something that maybe I have confused since maybe there was someone with the same name. Izuku. Really surprised. Mizuno. Yes, but he already passed away. How strange, not even anyone in the hospital remembers that name, but it sounds familiar to me. Izuku. Can you do me a favor? Mizuno. What thing? Izuku. Can you investigate about what his name is and what happened to him? Surprised. Mizuno. Okay, only if you tell me the reason why, mystery boy said smiling. Izuku. Okay, take him, giving him his number on a sheet. It's my number, call me when you know something about it. Mizuno. Of course Izuku, I will investigate very thoroughly said smiling. Izuku. See you now, I have to go home, giving him a kiss on the cheek, see you. Mizuno. Take care Izuku. 10 minutes later. We see Izuku walking calmly through the streets, but he was shaking a little from the cold. Izuku. But it occurs to me to put on Vans knowing that they are not resistant to the cold, tempering a little from the cold that he felt. But he hears a great meow of a wolf, but it seemed that it was close, something that confused him. Izuku. Only in a wolf, nothing more, but he hears as if the wolf was running, but he realizes that it is coming like that where he was, something that scared him, and he ran until he reached an abandoned park. He turns around seeing that it was no longer there. Izuku. Really, was it real or was it just my imagination? Confused, what happens in this town? Confused, going home. The next day. We see Izuku in class calm, but sees that Misaki was not there, something that confused him a lot. Izuku. Where is Misaki? Confused, but sees that Akazawa was watching him. Izuku. What's up? Whispering, and Akazawa turns around and continued paying attention to the class, something that confused Izuku a lot. Already at the exit, Izuku was calm, putting on his black Converse since he was going to leave, but Akazawa calls him. Yukari. Hey Izuku-kun. Izuku. Yes, what's up? Tying his Converse. Akazawa. Can we talk now please? Izuku. Sure. Already at the exit. Akazawa. And tell me one thing, Midoriya, seriously, you were never here. Izuku. No, never. Since when I was born I quickly moved to Tokyo, since after my mother passed away like 4 months ago I moved to Tokyo for personal reasons. Akazawa. Seriously, and you have never heard anything? Izuku. About a case that happened or something like that? Mochizuki. I'm sorry, it's that when a new student arrives our president is very strict with the personal things of her classmates. Akazawa. I take everything seriously, but tell me Midoriya, seriously, you don't remember anything? Have you not come to Yamayama before? Would it be? Izuku. No, seriously, I swear. Akazawa. I see, but I can't stop thinking that maybe we once saw each other in the past, but maybe it's my imagination or my mind. Yukari. Excuse me Izuku-kun for wasting your time, is that Akazawa? Akazawa. I am the president and I have to know everything about my classmates, and also I have to do something for everyone. It would be. Mochizuki. Yes Akazawa, but you don't have to be so strict with everyone, especially with you. Akazawa. I just do what every class president does, but Izuku is in shock since he was seeing Misaki walking as if nothing was wrong, something that surprised him. Izuku. Well guys, I have to go, goodbye, leaving the three alone. Akazawa. TSK, that girl is a bit annoying. But Izuku. Izuku was following Misaki stealthily but half behind so that they don't think that Izuku was a stalker and was following her until Misaki goes to a corner and Izuku also walks but is in shock since Misaki was no longer there. Izuku. Where did you get confused, seeing an alley with a double exit but goes to the right where it comes out to another street, seeing that Misaki was not there, getting a little disappointed, he leaves the alley, walks a little, but stops to see a doll store where Izuku was looking at him, but something takes him out of his thoughts since his cell phone began to ring and he takes it out of his pocket, seeing that it was Mizuno. Izuku? Yes, Mizuno answering. Mizuno. Izuku, I found something that you were looking for. Izuku. Really? Mizuno. His name was Misaki. At that, Izuku is paralyzed by what he heard and his heart began to beat quickly. At the same time he breathed, a little agitated by what he heard. At the same time he remembered Misaki. Izuku. What in shock. Mizuno. Yes, his name was Misaki Muki. Izuku. Misaki Muki confused. Mizuno. Yes, it turns out he was in the hospital a couple of years ago. It turns out that he passed away in 2021 at the age of 13 since he suffered from something in his health and he died since his health worsened, but still they never discovered his body. Maybe later they careened it or buried it, but the call is cut off since there was not much signal in the area, something that leaves Izuku half confused. Izuku. Misaki Muki confused and seeing the store where he enters without thinking. Welcome, young. Izuku. Good morning, madam. I'm Amain, just Amain. Izuku. Okay, Mrs. Amain. Amain. And tell me, young man, why are you here? Izuku. I just came to see the whole place, I found it interesting. Amain. If you want, you can see everything you want, this store has been abandoned for several years. Izuku. Thank you, looking at the place where you see some stairs starting to go down, seeing that there were many dolls. Izuku. But how surprised since there was a doll just like Misaki, are you really real Misaki? Misaki. Tell me, Izuku, why do you always want to know about me? Izuku. I want to know why everyone ignores you, I want everyone to see you, I want answers, no more doubts, I'm tired of everyone ignoring you, but please tell me what's going on, seeing the doll where Misaki appears. Misaki. Do you really want to know everything? Izuku. Everything, starting with why you have that eye patch. Misaki. Do you really want to know what's under my eye patch? Izuku. Yes. Misaki. Okay. Izuku. So Misaki slowly takes off her eye patch and removes it completely, leaving Izuku surprised by what he saw. Izuku. Oh my god. Chapter 3 Structure. Izuku. Oh my god, surprised since he was seeing Misaki's eye, but he was surprised since it was green, a little emerald green similar to his eyes, but the green was stronger. Misaki. You see, this is what? Izuku was hiding. What is that, surprised without stopping seeing his eye. Misaki. It's my glass eye, I have a disease that made me lose my left eye, my mother made me this glass one, and she made it emerald green like yours, since I find different colored eyes pretty, but I don't like it, since I feel like I can see death in people, I can see the color of death looking at his eye. Izuku. What color do you see now? Misaki. You don't have it, it's usually a color that almost all of us use, but we don't realize it, I usually see a kind of black aura, implying that death follows them, but you don't have that aura. Izuku. At least I know it's not my time yet. Misaki. Come follow me please. 5 minutes later. Misaki. Well Izuku, do you really want to know about all this about Yamayama? Izuku. Everything, I want to know more about you, I want to know what's going on, please, something serious. Misaki. 1998, a super quiet year for everyone in Yamayama, but not for a family. On June 12 of that same year, a terrible tragedy occurred for everyone, since a student named Yamayama died due to a fire so strong that it ended the life of the family. The police and firefighters tried to find the bodies, but the flames were what caused the bodies to never be seen again, that moved the entire Yamayama school, so much so that sometimes the class left an extra chair to make the student be again, as if he or one more of the class, but one day when all the 9th grade students were gathered for the generation photo, they reserved one more seat for the one who died, but when they took it, they saw something that shocked them all. The student who died was alive, standing there, as if nothing but his face was rotten, and what surprised them was he was there calmly smiling, but dead. After that, different students in the class began to die, but none were safe. The only way they discovered to stop the curse was in 2008, when everyone discovered that by ignoring a student it stopped, so they choose one, but he has to accept being the one who is the ghost for the whole year that kept him through all the generations until now, 2023. Izuku. That's why they ignore you so much, for that, to stop the curse. Misaki. Do you want to know more? Izuku. Yes. Misaki. That's how it was from generation to generation, but one day it broke because once there was someone who got tired of being ignored and one day he said I'm here, I'm alive. Since that day, nothing was ever heard from the ignored one. Some say that he was killed or that he was murdered, but what is known is that the ignored one always had to play the role of the dead, because for others you are dead, that's why you have to leave the dead well buried, he said calmly, surprising Izuku a lot since it was the first time. At that moment Izuku's phone rings and he grabs it. Izuku? Yes, well, answering. Grandma. Son, where are you? Izuku. Ah, hello Grandma, sorry for being late, it's just that I was talking to a friend. Grandma. Ah, okay, just don't be late home and remember to take your pills. Izuku. Yes, okay, in fact I'm going home, I'll be back in a few minutes. Bye. Grandma hanging up. Sorry Misaki, but I have to go, leaving the doll store. Misaki. Take good care of yourself, Izuku-kun said calmly. The next day. Naoya. That's 6-7 in shock. Tamahiko. I told you that I gave you lessons at my house, but you never listened to me. Naoya. It's just that math and I don't get along super well. Tamahiko. Wow, Izuku, you're second place. Izuku. I usually study during recess or in physical education class. Naoya. You're my boring Izuku, you're only interested in studying. Izuku. That's what I do best, and I also think you know each other super well. Tamahiko. Yes, we've known each other since kindergarten, and since childhood we were best friends. Naoya. Yes, and he will always be the nerd. Tamahiko. With very good grades surpassing you, said mockingly. Yukari. Well, a few more points and I'll go to high school freely without taking any exams. Akazawa. Hey Midoriya, which high school do you think you'll go to? Curious. Izuku. Honestly, I still haven't decided, but I think I'll go to the Tokyo Preparation, since it seems like a very good option to study there, besides there are many high schools to study quietly. Akazawa. I also plan to go to a high school in Tokyo to live quietly and alone. Izuku. Well, at least you will have your own apartment, smiling, but see that Misaki was not there, where will she be? Whispering. Tamahiko. You said something, Izuku. Izuku. How good that we are going to go to the best high schools, he said smiling. 1:30 p.m. Izuku was putting his things in his backpack, he puts it on while watching the rain fall slowly. Yukari. Izuku-kun. Izuku. Yes, what's wrong, Yukari-san? Yukari. You forgot your umbrella. Izuku. Yes, but it's okay, I like walking underwater. Yukari. Come on, let's go home, I'll share my umbrella with you, he said smiling. Izuku. Thank you very much, Yukari. So the two leave the classroom where they arrive at their lockers. Izuku. Hey Yukari. Yukari. What's up? Izuku putting on his black Adidas. Izuku. I don't know how to tell you that or how you're going to wear it, since I want to ask you something, putting on his black Converse. Yukari. What a confused thing, opening her umbrella. Izuku. It's true that there was a murder like that of a serial killer before, and how did it happen? Confused. Yukari. Who told you that? Confused. Izuku. Misaki, that's why I'm asking you. At that Yukari was shocked to hear Misaki's name. Yukari. We never mentioned her, Izuku, we never talked about Misaki. Izuku. Why are you confused? Yukari. No, you haven't seen her, you met her in shock and scared. Naoya. What's up guys? Izuku. Hey Naoya, is it true that once a murder like that of a serial killer occurred? Confused. Naoya. How do you know that? Confused. Izuku. Misaki told me, I want to know what really happened. Naoya. You talked to her in shock. Mikami. What's going on guys, going like that to them? Naoya. Nothing teacher, it's just that Midoriya was just telling us about his book The Mexican Nocturnal Prowler. Yukari. Yes, the one about Richard Ramirez, the Mexican serial killer. Mikami. Ah, okay, well, let's go, leaving the school as well, closing the door. I'll see you tomorrow guys, going to their car. Naoya. Midoriya, just do me a favor. Izuku. What a thing. Naoya. Don't talk to her anymore, leaving a little scared, confusing Izuku. Already at home. Avenue. Laugh laugh laugh. Ryuko, come on, dinner time. Izuku. Yes, I'm going to open his cage, putting bird food in it, and he sits down. I want them to see that you're alive, Misaki May. I want to know more by seeing his book. Poor Mexicans who had Richard Ramirez in Ciudad Juarez and emigrated to him. He passed Texas with his family, and there Richard did his thing in California. What a shame that they had that monster in their beautiful country, that it's Mexico. Closing his book and looking at his cell phone. That's when Ryuko arrives. Ryuko. Hello Izuku, sitting down. How was your date today? Izuku. Very well, normal, something strange. Ryuko. In what sense? Strange, tired. Izuku. You had paperwork, right? Ryuko. Today was a mountain to climb, he, laughing a little. Izuku. A question, Aunt. Ryuko. Yes, tell me. Izuku. It's true that a murder occurred. Ryuko. Lying down, if it happened that shocked everyone since it was the same as John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy, since the body was found floating in a river the police declared it a murder that may never be solved. A little tired. Izuku. I see, well, just wait for it to be solved. Ryuko. Do you want to eat? Izuku. Don't worry, I already ate, I saved something for you. Ryuko. Thanks Izuku falling asleep. Izuku. Haha laughing a little putting a blanket on him, don't worry, I'll always be here with you giving him a kiss on the cheek, rest and going to his room turning off the lights. The next day. Tamahiko. I feel like the clubs are already open leaving a room. Izuku. Thanks for accompanying me to incriminate a club. Tamahiko. No, the problem is what friends do or not. Izuku. Yes, I wonder if the clubs are open. Tamahiko. It's 9:30 am, I think so. Izuku. I hope we don't take too long walking, but feels a strong wind where he looks up surprised. Tamahiko. Something happens. Izuku. I'll be back soon I won't take long I start to run a little and Tamahiko looks up and was very surprised since Misaki was there. Tamahiko. Why does she never move away so that Izuku doesn't get close to her annoyed clenching his fist. But Izuku. He had taken him to the roof where he opens the door seeing Misaki drawing. Izuku. Misaki going towards her but receives a call, yes who is it? Tamahiko. Izuku. Izuku. What's wrong? Tamahiko. Get away from there you don't know what exists or not just get away from there now, but the call is cut off due to lack of signal. Izuku. Misaki going like that to her. Misaki. What's wrong Izuku? Izuku. Come on let's take her by the hand taking her to a safe place. Misaki. Why are you always interested in me? Izuku. Why am I half tired of everyone treating you like? Misaki. Like. Izuku. Like shit sorry for the word, but I'm tired of them giving you miserable treatment, they can't even give you a normal chair, I know you're the one ignored to stop the curse, but Sai I don't know sometimes I think maybe you don't deserve that treatment of being ignored leaning against the wall. Misaki. At least you're with me that's enough and I have more than enough thanks going down the stairs and thanks for bringing me inside it's already raining and I see that it will be something strong seeing a window that was raining. Already in the night. Izuku. Seriously you investigated all that surprised. Mizuno. Yes, since I investigated a little and discovered that the police reported the case as a strong femicide since they never found the culprit until now, but what caught my attention the most was that she had signs that she had been beaten before by someone else, I think by her classmates, but the police investigated that to find the murderer, but they never found him. But what really happened was that when they investigated your school they discovered that the 9th grade class was no longer there, that is, no student was there, it was as if the earth swallowed them up. Izuku. Just like the murderer Charles Manson since he kidnapped and killed her maybe why was there a murderer here? Mizuno. Speaking of murderers, there was one in the past who is compared to that Charles Manson since he was a serial killer, but he already passed away, I think in 2017, I think. Izuku. I see, thank you very much for taking the time to investigate, for my grace. Mizuno. You're welcome Izuku, I do it for you and by the way, you should study, naughty boy. Izuku. Yes I'm studying. Mizuno. You always study right. Izuku. It's the best I can do smiling. Mizuno. I'm very glad well see you later sending him a kiss and hanging up. Izuku. That was weird putting his cell phone down, how can I eliminate or stop the curse confused. The next day. We see everyone at their desks doing nothing since the teacher hadn't arrived and Izuku gets up as if nothing had happened and goes out starting to walk a little to distract himself and sees Misaki. Izuku. Why don't you go into class? Misaki. It's a bit bored the truth and honestly I like being outside more I already told you that you can't be with me. Izuku. I'm sorry but I want to be with you since it doesn't seem fair to me that you are the ignored one. Misaki. You know Izuku, there's something else I've never told you. Izuku. What thing? Misaki. That when those who follow the role of the ignored are always like the dead forever when the school century ends. Izuku. You mean that? Misaki. I'm dead, you're the only one who can see me. That left Izuku in shock and he clutched his chest tightly as he began to breathe a little heavily. Yukari no in shock running out grabs her umbrella, was running super fast. And that she falls down the stairs was falling and her umbrella stands up. Yukari no screaming aloud. And that the tip of the umbrella is stuck in the throat, causing it to cut the throat, causing it to bleed too much while a lot of blood came out. Yukari. Goodbye to everything and more to you Izuku-kun. Thus dying Yukari the first victim of the curse while Izuku arrived with a teacher. Teacher. My god running Asia Yukari who was still bleeding. Izuku. No, in shock while he grabbed his chest very tightly since his pneumonitis was affecting him, since his lungs began to swell a lot at the same time his breathing was too short. Chapter 4 Implementation. Narrator. We see Izuku in the hospital waiting room while looking at his cell phone. Izuku. It's already news in Yamayama seeing the news of Yukari's death on Facebook. May God have Yukari in heaven keeping her cell phone. I hope my pneumonia isn't so serious leaning on the wall. I will never forget you Yukari half sad. That's when Mizuno arrives. Mizuno. Hello Izuku. Izuku. Hello Mizuno, I'm better now. Mizuno. The X-ray revealed that your lungs were inflamed, but a little since your nerves in your lungs became very inflamed. Izuku. I see at least I took my medication on time, but what will happen to the body Yukari? Mizuno. The forensic doctors have already given the body in a grave they will give him a funeral, but what they still can't explain is how he could die in such a horrible way. Izuku. I think they were coincidences or something happened for him to die like that, but I don't know I just kept looking at him and my asthma started to alter. Mizuno. The good thing is that my brother arrived to help you since you got so bad that you started to half faint. Izuku. Takeru yes he helped me wait is he your brother? Mizuno. Yes he is my younger brother Takeru Mizuno they go in the same class. Izuku. Yes I know who he is, but we don't talk much. Mizuno. He helped you when you were about to have fainting from lack of air, but I arrive in time with your pillbox that was in your backpack. Izuku. Thank goodness feeling a little sad. Mizuno. I know you still hurt the departure of your friend, but I think it was her time to leave this world go to a more wonderful place far from this world. Izuku. Thanks for those words Mizuno. Mizuno. Well if you want wait for me outside in like 10 minutes my shift ends. Izuku. For me no problem my grandmother knows that I'm with you said smiling. 10 minutes later. We see Izuku calm outside the hospital waiting for Mizuno while sparking a little. Izuku. I hope the rain isn't too strong seeing the umbrella, what a horrible way to die was super heartbreaking at least Yukari is already in a better place getting ready, rest in peace Yukari may God have you in his holy glory whispering. That's when Mizuno arrives. Mizuno. Sorry if it's late it's because I was changing. Izuku. If not worry I'll wait for you as long as you want smiling. Mizuno. Well let's go to my car because the rain is increasing a little. Izuku. Okay walking to the parking lot and what is your car? Mizuno. The BMW XM 2023 starting the car, everything that leaves the medical career. Izuku. I'm glad you got this car. Mizuno. Thanks now come get in being the same Izuku, are you ready putting on your seatbelt? Izuku. Of course putting on your seatbelt. Mizuno. I'll put on some music what is your favorite? Izuku. A song is selected. Mizuno. Okay putting on the La remix. Izuku. Cha 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 how my girl moves cha 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 oh mommy, when you bend down cha 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 there how my girl moves it cha 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 singing. Mizuno. I'll download it later since I really like this song turning it up on the stereo. 20 minutes later. We see Izuku and Mizuno eating quietly in a restaurant. Mizuno. And tell me Izuku when you found the body what happened before the accident. Izuku. I was talking to my friend Misaki Mei we were both talking, but Yukari arrived and saw us, but the strangest thing was that she started to get scared and just kept repeating no, and then she started to run, and I think she slipped, and that's why that happened. Mizuno. I understand eating, but tell me Misaki and Yukari didn't get along or hated each other, so she would run away. Izuku. Look I feel like not because when I saw her she seemed scared and more because I was talking to her, but at the same time when I tried to talk to her about Misaki Mei, she would get scared or something like that. Mizuno. I understand drinking coffee, but I've investigated a little about our thing, and I discovered that she received many stab wounds in the neck and was thrown into the sea where the police found her in a putrid state, as if she had been there for several days. The police compared him to the murderer Ted Bundy, since nobody would bring something like that to a woman. Izuku. Yes that was it atrocious since how can someone in the middle of the year do that? Mizuno. And something else according to what they say the body belonged to class 3 of 9th grade of your school, but it was something sad since they say that the relatives spent the whole day and night crying, but I think the name was such Misaki. Izuku. I see. Mizuno. Maybe it is linked to that name since maybe your Misaki had come more times, but nobody had seen her. Izuku. With reason nobody else notices her. Mizuno. I will investigate very thoroughly on that. Izuku. Yes since I want to know what that murder story has to do with my class. Mizuno. Maybe because she was a student of the class but who knows. Izuku. It is a mystery without answers curious eating. 1 hour later. Izuku. Turn up the radio, it's my song, feel the bass that's rising, bring me the alcohol that takes away the pain, today we're going to bring together the moon and the solo singing and put away his headphones. I wonder if I'll be the only one listening to Enrique Iglesias in the middle of 2023 walking, but he meets Ayano. Ayano? Hello Izuku-kun. Izuku? Oh, hello Ayano, how are you? Ayano? Well and tell me, are you in a club? Izuku? Yes, the one for writing and painting and artistic design, and which one are you? Ayano? I'll give you a clue about you, I only know that you do magic when you smile, about me I only know that that's enough. Izuku? Ah, poetry. Ayano? That's right, I'm in that club. Izuku? I'm glad. Ayano? And tell me Izuku, how has the class been? Izuku? Well, it's been super quiet since they are still mourning Yukari's death, but I prefer not to talk about it, remembering that day. Ayano? Oh, that's true, sorry for mentioning it. Izuku? Don't worry, but tell me why you haven't come to class. Ayano? For the same reason, is that I don't feel comfortable coming to school every day suddenly and seeing that everyone is mourning. Izuku? I see, but I want to ask you something. Ayano? Yes, tell me. Izuku? Do you know the story of the victim from the 3rd grade class? But then a glass began to fall, but Izuku quickly ran and hugs Ayano, making the two fall at the same time, the glass rhombic, leaving the two in shock. Izuku? My god, scaring. Ayano? No, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, no, screaming scared. Izuku? Calm down Ayano, hugging her, listen to me, well, you will never die, did you hear, you will never die, because I will always be here with you, even scared, hugging Ayano tightly, which she was trembling in Izuku's chest. 1 hour later. Izuku was standing in the doll store. Izuku? Poor Ayano, at least she will feel a little safe with the others and a little with me seeing a doll. But then he sees a woman coming up the stairs of the store, leaving him confused, and enters the store. A client, how strange you are again. Izuku? Good afternoon, I wanted to come see the dolls again since I find them interesting. I see, well young man, see what you want, everything is available for what you like. Izuku? Thank you, walking seeing everything until he goes down the stairs and reaches where the spooky dolls were, but he gets a little scared since there were more dolls gloomy. Misaki? Hello Izuku, coming out of the curtain. Izuku? Hello, Misaki. Misaki? I see you went to school. Izuku? Yes, but I really didn't want to, but I have to do it since I don't want my aunt to get mad at me. Misaki? I see, and how are you at school? Izuku? Still mourning since what happened to Yukari was something that impacted them all, since that way of dying was somewhat disturbing, and more so for Akazawa, since he still blames himself thinking it's his fault. Misaki? Now everything will have to increase. Izuku? What are you talking about? Misaki? You see Izuku, when the curse is not stopping they will have to take more extreme measures like murder. Izuku? Like the murder of the surprised 3rd grade student. Misaki? I haven't told him, but when he ignores you he no longer wants to, I fulfilled his role, or someone starts talking to him, ignored, they will take many more and somewhat extreme measures, since I think they saw you turning around, I think you should never have seen me, I think you should not see me anymore for now, just stop seeing me getting into the darkness. Now at night. Bird. Laugh, good night, hey, laugh, screaming. Izuku? Yes, I'm already opening his cage, you're always hungry, bird, opening put food, and goes to the kitchen where Ryuko arrives. Ryuko? Hello Izuku, sitting down. Izuku? You did paperwork again. Ryuko? Again, a big mountain, tired, but I'm here. Izuku? If you want I make the food, don't worry. Ryuko? Thank you very much Izuku, god my head hurts. Izuku? Hey, laugh, I wanted to ask you something. Ryuko? Tell me, is it about the exams? Izuku? No, it's not that, if not that you really went in the 3rd 9th grade class with mom. Ryuko? Yes, why? Izuku? Is it true that a murder occurred? Ryuko? Remembering, I think it never happened since nothing ever happened in our year. Izuku? But at least you know something. Ryuko? Since you mention it, there was a murderer like that Ricardo Ramirez from your book, since he murdered in such a way grotesque, we called him the Prowler, since we felt that he was wandering around at night, that's why we had almost everything closed, putting himself on the table, god my head hurt so much. Izuku? And what does it have to do with my class? Ryuko? Enough is a little annoying. Izuku? That. Ryuko? I can't stand that annoying bird anymore, and the bird looks at Izuku confused. The next day. Ayano? And that's what happened. Takeru? But are you okay? Mochizuki? But how ugly was that? Naomi? It was something horrible since he was the one who saw everything. But what does Midoriya have to do with it? Takeru? According to what they say he saw Makoto. Makoto? You're talking about her. Ayano? But now we have to do something that Izuku might not like. Bikaru. No, there's no other option. Ayano. Poor Izuku, but there's no remedy. Akazawa. I feel like it's my fault. Bikako. Don't blame yourself, we knew this was going to happen with Midoriya. Junta. But he's something new to Kako, he's like a new classmate. Bikako. Yes, I know, but now he'll be with her. Akazawa. I feel like this is my fault if I hadn't missed the day Izuku came here for the first time to school. Bikako. Don't blame yourself, it's also our fault for not saying anything respectfully, but we still have to do it. Then Izuku arrives and everyone turns away, ignoring him. Izuku. Good morning, but nobody answered him, since sitting down. 1 hour later. We see Izuku at the window with his cell phone and calls Naoya. Izuku. Where are you? Naoya. I'm sick. Izuku. And why did I see you in the arts room? Seriously, tell me, where are you? Already in the courtyard. Naoya. Sorry Izuku, it's just that Akazawa asked me to. Izuku. I see now, I'm like her too, right? Akazawa. I'm sorry Izuku for not explaining anything to you. Izuku. I know, don't worry, but now tell me, by ignoring me do you think it can be stopped? Akazawa. Maybe. Izuku. Why doesn't anyone explain anything to me about what's happening? Misaki told me everything, but I want to know everything about it, especially the murder from a few years ago. Akazawa. There was never a murder, and maybe it can stop the curse a little. Izuku. And what does the murder have to do with it? Akazawa. Look Izuku, what happened was that a few years ago someone killed the ignored one, that's why we will make that decision from now on. Izuku. Yes, but. At that Izuku's phone started ringing. Izuku. Hello. Mizuno. Hello Izuku, I wanted to call you because I wanted to clarify something. Izuku. What's up? Mizuno. Seriously, does Misaki exist? Izuku. What are you talking about? Mizuno. The thing is, I asked my brother, but he told me that he had never heard of that name and that she didn't even exist. Izuku. But what are you talking about? Mizuno. Yes, since today I was investigating and I had never seen or heard a name like that. Honestly Izuku, I feel that maybe it doesn't exist. Izuku. But what are you saying if she exists? Mizuno. But why don't I get anything about her getting into the elevator and pressing a button? I think that maybe Izuku doesn't exist. But suddenly everything starts to shake. Mizuno. They're but grabbing, but see that she was falling, no, screaming loudly. At that the elevator reaches the top floor, causing Mizuno's head to hit the floor while everything fell on top of her. Izuku. What Mizuno talked to me in shock. Akazawa. What's wrong Izuku? Naoya. Izuku, what's wrong? Izuku. My god, scared and starting to breathe heavily, no, I didn't bring my inhaler. Akazawa. No Izuku, calm down, grabbing him, starting to blow air into him. Naoya goes for his medication and his inhaler, but now grabbing Izuku and Naoya runs away. Calm down Izuku, calm down, that's it Izuku, breathe, you can do it, you do it right, blowing air into him, making Izuku breathe a little well. But Mizuno. Mizuno was covered in blood and moving a little. Mizuno die Izuku saying goodbye to Izuku and saying his last words and then dying, thus dying Mizuno, the second victim of the curse. Chapter 5, Building Limbs. Narrator. We see Izuku at the accident site where he was in shock as he was watching Mizuno's corpse being removed with a large blanket. Izuku. My god, sweating and shaking. Nurse. Excuse me, young man cannot be here, holding Izuku. Izuku. Mizuno in shock. Already at home. Rama. Calm down son, breathe, that's it, take your inhaler, giving him his inhaler. Izuku. Already I feel better. Rama. Already, how do you feel, wiping Izuku's sweat? Izuku. I feel bad for my sad best friend. Rama. I know they were very good friends, but now he is with God and the Virgin of Guadalupe. Izuku. Yes Grandma, but it was too early for him to die, he was only 23 years old. Rama. It was just his time son, God called her, that's why now she is resting in peace. Izuku. I hope he is in heaven. Rama. And he will be son, but for you to feel comfortable, why do you pray for him to be better, so you can offer him like an entrance to heaven? Izuku. You seem fine to me, standing up, going to where his grandfather was. Hello Grandpa. Grandpa. Hello son, I found out what happened to your friend. Izuku. It was horrible the way she died. Grandpa. I'm very sorry son, and they're going to give her a funeral, right? Izuku. Yes, that's why now my school is in mourning. Grandpa. I see this as a nuisance since now they're going to give her a funeral. How I hate them, since they are depressing and sad, since there will always be sadness, and you will always be sad and depressed. Enough of funerals, they are always like that. Happened to my daughter Inko. They're my beautiful girl, my little Inko. Looking at Inko's photo, and Izuku sits next to her and began to pray. The next day. Shoji. I know very well what happened yesterday. This was something that took us by surprise, and especially to his partner Takeru. I gave him a few days off to rest for the loss of his older sister, and I tried to repair and clear his mind of everything, because now the family is in mourning, so we will all be in mourning too for what happened. Izuku. My god, sitting down. Already at recess. Izuku and Misaki were in the rectum but alone. Misaki. It was something horrible, right? Izuku. It was since they found her with a lot of debris on her back. The doctors said that the elevator springs came loose and that's why she fell. Looking at the window. Misaki. This doesn't make sense. Izuku. What thing? Misaki. Why didn't the curse kill Takeru first and then the curious family? Confusing Izuku. Izuku. What are you talking about? Confused. Misaki. It's something that maybe has me confused too, but the curse now happened the other way around. Looking at the window, confusing Izuku more. 1 hour later. We see Izuku in art class drawing something but without desire. Izuku sighs. Ready, I've finished looking at his drawing. Watch Izuki. It's very pretty. Izuku. Izuku. Yes, but it looks like a landscape, but grotesque. Seeing his drawing of a tree, but the sunset was something sinister with a brown touch. Watch Izuki. For me it's the best. Izuku. Hey Machizuki, why do you think Professor Mikami didn't come? Will she be sick? Machizuki. I think she's also mourning since with everything that happened I think it affected her a lot. Izuku. I don't think so since she is a super punctual and somewhat strict teacher. She shouldn't have missed today. Machizuki. Oh, maybe she's investigating the case like what happened a long year ago. Izuku. What happened years ago? Curious. Machizuki. I don't know, but I think it has to do with what they say about the old 9th grade class. Izuku. I see painting his landscape, but he was kind of surprised since he saw some kind of wolf in his painting, but that wolf seemed to be watching him, so he just painted over it. Already at the exit. We see Izuku seeing what in each photo someone dead appeared, but what surprised him was that a class appeared without anyone leaving as if they had already died, surprising Izuku. Izuku. I don't understand what happens, how to stop the curse, I don't even know how to end it by turning the page, but he was very surprised. Since she was seeing none other than her mother as a girl when she was still studying. Izuku. Mom, surprised, touching the photo. You are all very right, I look a lot like my mom. Seeing the photo. Hitsuji. Inko is your mother, right? Izuku. Yes, you were her teacher. Hitsuji. That's right, it was like in the 87 when it came out. You're from 2008, right? Izuku. That's right. Hitsuji. She was a great student, but unfortunately she died when she was in college, but at least you're a cheap copy of your mother. Izuku. That's what they always tell me. Seeing the photo. Akazawa. Midoriya. Izuku. Yes, seeing it. Akazawa. Can you come please? Izuku. Yes, standing up. See you, teacher. Hitsuji. Take care, Midoriya. So Izuku leaves the classroom. Izuku. Something's wrong. Akazawa. The director is calling you since it's about the subject of Takeru's sister. Izuku. Okay, I'm going. Akazawa sighs. I'm sorry Izuku, but if this continues we'll have to do it whether you like it or not, but I'm sorry. Izuku leaving. Izuku. Why? 10 minutes later. Police. And tell us what relationship you had since we found his cell phone with your cell phone number. Izuku. Yes, that's right. Police. And what were you talking about when the accident happened? Izuku. Well, we were talking about trivial things like the friends we are, but always by the book. Police. And tell me you heard what happened, right? Izuku. Well, I heard something was commotion, and I heard a loud sound like everything was destroyed, and all I heard was the elevator falling and nothing else. Police. I see. Well, thank you very much, young man, for your cooperation. You can go. Izuku. Thank you. Leaving where they arrive to their classroom, but see that no one is there. Izuku. No, there no one. Confused. Shoji. Oh, young Midoriya. Izuku. If something happens. Shoji. Classes were suspended since after what happened everyone went home. You should do it too. Izuku. I understand. Shoji. Now you have to accept the new rules and conditions. I'm very sorry, young Midoriya. Leaving Izuku alone. Izuku. What is he talking about? Walking, picking up his backpack, but Misaki's desk where he sees pure scribbles, but is in shock since what was seeing that he said something. Izuku. Who is the dead man? Confused. Already in the afternoon. Izuku was walking through the streets with Ikuo and Machizuki. Izuku. This is strange. Mochizuki. What thing? Izuku. I mean, why does everyone half ignore me now, since everyone doesn't want to talk to me? Ikuo. It's about the curse, right? Izuku. That's right, but I'm trying to understand and comprehend it since I still haven't found answers. Half serious and walking down the stairs where there was a river. Ikuo. Izuku, I'll have to tell you something. Izuku. What thing? Ikuo. Is about Misaki Mei. Izuku. What does she have to do with all this? Ikuo. I want to ask you this. Izuku. That. Ikuo. Have you already seen Misaki Mei? But Ikuo's heart began to fail and he fell to the ground where he began to convulse. Mochizuki. No, Ikuo scared and took out his cell phone. Izuku. But what a shock, it can't be happening. In shock seeing how Ikuo slowly died like that, Ikuo the third victim of the curse dying. The next day. We see Izuku walking towards school. Izuku. But what a strange dream. I dreamed that a werewolf with a coat and some scythes was jazzing me with his scythes up the stairs where he sees Mikami. Good morning Mikami, but Mikami just ignores him. But what's happening? Going to his classroom where everyone was talking about something. Hamahiko. And that's how we will do it from now on. Akazawa. Yeah, so we will all follow our plan, understood. Izuku. That sitting down, hey together, what was it that you talked about and that I got lost confused? Worse, together did not pay attention to something that confused Izuku but sees that everyone ignored him. Izuku. So now I am the ignored one, like leaving the room where he goes down the stairs and began to walk around the surroundings until he reaches the planter where he was walking, seeing the surroundings. Izuku. I feel like Richard Ramirez in that scene that is in the forest in American Horror Story, putting on his headphones at the same time putting a song on his cell phone. Crazy to kiss your lips without anything left inside me, telling you everything, singing, whispering while I was sitting on a bench. Already at the exit. Izuku had arrived where Misaki lived and arrives downstairs. Izuku. Misaki. Hey Misaki, are you here? Misaki. Here I am, appearing in front of him. Something happens for that you will call me. Izuku. Yes, something happened today that might surprise you. Misaki. What a curious thing, and Izuku takes out a sheet of paper where Misaki opens it and was surprised since it was no longer in Izuku's name and that they had already crossed it out. Izuku. Does that mean that now I am like you? Misaki. Indeed yes. Izuku. This for me is fantastic. Misaki. Excuse me, what did you do? Izuku. This way I will feel closer to you, but I am happy since we are the ignored ones. Besides, I was getting tired of everyone seeing me alone because I am the new one, but I feel happy to be like you. Misaki. Seriously, I thought you would get angry. Izuku. Why, the truth is that I was already getting tired of so much attention, so now there are two of us and I am very happy that I finally know that Misaki Mei is real. Misaki. At least you will not be alone, but come here. So the two went up to the second floor. Misaki. Sit down, what do you want to drink? Izuku. A Pepsi. Misaki. Okay, taking out a Pepsi and an apple. Misaki. And tell me, Izuku really doesn't mind being ignored, opening his little apple, drinking a little. Izuku. Well no, since I can finally be with you at all times, but at the same time I want you to answer me many questions, drinking Pepsi. Misaki. Like which ones? Izuku. Okay Misaki Mei, yes it exists. Misaki. Yes. Izuku. But I want to know why you said that the curse started when you reverse confused. Misaki. Do you want to hear the truth? Izuku. Yes please. Misaki. A few years ago a student who broke the treaty of being ignored and whose entire family was murdered was dead. Since being the ignored one you always have to be the one who seems dead. But the others? Akazawa. I feel bad for what we are going to do to Izuku. Naomi. No, don't worry, at least Izuku will be with the other. Hamahiko. I also feel bad for what we are going to do to Izuku. The Kako. Well, from now on it will be like this. But Izuku. Izuku. Seriously, all that happened. Misaki. The only way to stop the curse is that the ignored one always has to act like the dead one, and if he doesn't comply, it means that the whole class is destined for that. Izuku. That's why, but what does the murder have to do with it? Misaki. In everything, since they say that the dead one is not completely there since his spirit continues to haunt and the curse will never stop. Izuku. So you mean that? Misaki. The only way to stop the curse is to always be the ignored one or the class will die along with their other family and friends. That's why we always have to be the ignored ones until the curse no longer exists and it will always be the rule forever. Chapter 6 Face to Face. Narrator. We see the whole class gathered to talk about something very important. Shoji. Are you sure you're going to do that? Misaki Mei is surprised since Misaki accepted being the dead one. Misaki. Yes, I will accept as long as the curse is stopped and you don't worry about me because I will always be the one who doesn't exist. Shoji. Are you super sure of your decision since maybe you could get upset if you don't continue? I feel ignored and maybe I could endanger everyone. Misaki. Master, with all due respect, I really want to do it for everything and don't worry, I won't be upset at all. I will be the ignored one. Shoji. Okay, if it's your decision that's fine, but you have to comply daily in being the ignored one until you graduate. Misaki, yes master. 1 hour later. Naoya. Then a new one will come to our class, right? Hamahiko. The only thing we know is that his last name is Midoriya Sakakibara, but we don't know his first name. Akazawa. What has me like strange is that I feel that this Midoriya was already here in Yamayama. Hamahiko. Are you sure about that? Maybe he never was since I feel that he had never come here. Akazawa. I feel that yes, but I don't know, maybe it's my imagination. Naoya. And what are we going to do? Will we tell him directly? Akazawa. No, because he might not believe us and they would take us as crazy. Hamahiko. No, there to tell him, just there to take his time, so that he knows the truth about our class, looking at Misaki's chair. Akazawa. And when are we going to see him at the hospital? Hamahiko. In a few days, there is only to prepare to see how we tell him, but for now we are going to keep it a secret for the sake of Midoriya Sakakibara, half serious, looking at Misaki's chair. Present. Izuku. Really, and what happened after that person was murdered? Misaki. Nobody knows, only that when they discovered that it was one of the Asian girl the role of ignored they found her dead, was that everyone had been scared too much, since many compared them to Ted Bundy or Richard Ramirez, to the point that no one was safe in Yamayama, to the point that they felt that there was a night stalker in Yamayama, but with the passage of time the murderer was never found, but what happened to us was that our memories were erased or something like that. Izuku. Like an eraser or something like that, confused. Misaki. Yes, because I don't remember when I lost my eye or when was the day I started being ignored, but I remember a few things. Izuku. When did you start being ignored? Misaki. Since when did the school year start? You entered the class at the same time. Izuku. And now that we are the ignored ones, believe that the curse has stopped for a while, or that it has already stopped. Misaki. I still don't know, but it seems that with it will be enough to stop it. Then a woman enters. Hello daughter, I arrived, and who is the boy? Misaki. He is a friend from school and was just leaving. Izuku. Nice to meet you, my name is Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara. Nice to meet you young man, my name is Yukio Misaki, it's a pleasure to meet you, sorry about my way of dressing, but I was working. Misaki. He is a frequent customer of the store downstairs. Yukio. I see, when you would like to come back again here we will receive you. Izuku. Thank you, but now I have to go home since it gets very late. Misaki. I will accompany you. Yukio. Go carefully, and Izuku, come whenever you like to our house. Izuku. Thanks for the invitation. 20 minutes later. We see Izuku and Misaki walking through the streets of Yamayama. Izuku. And tell me she knows about the curse and what you're going through. Misaki. She will never know. Izuku. But at least you already told her what you do now. Misaki. I can't tell her, I can't even tell her about the curse, maybe it will put my mother in danger, that's why I don't want to tell her any details of what I do, said half serious. Izuku. I see that it's good that she doesn't know, so you wouldn't put her in danger walking until they reach a park. Here once I came going like this to the park. Misaki. Do you still play in the park games? Izuku. Not only did I see it, and at the same time I was escaping from a wolf. Misaki. A confused wolf. Izuku. Oh, I don't know, maybe a big dog. Misaki. You know, in some countries wolves are like a guide to death, just like dogs, and cats are like to guide them to the most beach, climbing a tube, doing a somersault. Izuku. I see, sitting a swing, by the way, that time I saw you on the roof you were drawing, right? Misaki. That's right. Izuku. Have you already put wings on your angel? Misaki. Yes, I already put all the details that my angel is missing, sincerely I called him Izuku. Izuku. Your angel is a man. Misaki. Yes, he already looks a little like you. Izuku. Thanks for giving him that pretty name, smiling. Misaki. What do you want to do when you graduate? Izuku. Many things in life. I would like to be a filmmaker and a book writer. I don't know, I want to do many things in life. Misaki. I plan to go to a school in Tokyo with you, said half smiling. Izuku. Okay. Misaki. Do you want me to tell you how I lost my eye? Izuku. If it doesn't offend you it's fine, I want to know. Misaki. Come on, let's get out of here. So the two began to walk super calm until they stop and Misaki removes the eye patch. Izuku. I continue to be surprised by your glass eye. Misaki. I lost it thanks to a nurse who made me lose my eye. I still remember the day of the surgery. I have small memories about that surgery. I almost don't like to show it since I don't have the confidence to show it. Izuku. I see. Misaki. But I really like that you are the only one who can see it since I feel more comfortable being with you. Izuku. Thank you, and now more than now we are the dead. Misaki. You know the Mayans related death as something valuable since when they made the sacrifices they celebrated the last day of the one they were going to sacrifice. Izuku. I see. Misaki. Well, I have to walk a little, see you tomorrow at school. Izuku walking back to his house. Izuku. Now we are two dead. Misaki seeing Misaki leaving. 1 hour later. Izuku. Until everything finally ends by going to bed. If now we are the ignored ones, then the curse can stop everything, but at least Misaki is now with someone else looking at the ceiling. Also the Mayans related death with a large skull. I think it was called Apuch, the Mayan god of death. But his cell phone began to ring and he grabs it. Izuku. Hello dad. Yasuke. Hello son, how have you been? Izuku. Super well. Yusuke. Have you been taking your medicine? Izuku. Yes, the good thing is that I almost went to the doctor to check my pneumonia. Yusuke. I'm very glad. Hey, and how is everything in Yamayama since half a year ago? Izuku. Half a year ago. Confused, dad, but if we have never returned to Yamayama since I was born until now. Yusuke. Ah, I see. Well, how have you been? Changing the subject, confused to Izuku. The next day we see Izuku calm in his seat until he stops. Izuku. Misaki smiling. Misaki. Izuku-kun. So the two of them start to dance in a comical way at the same time. Funny. Misaki. How fun it is to dance with you. Izuku. Izuku. Yes, how fun dancing in a comical way, and the two of them hold hands and Izuku lowers her to the ground. Izuku. He laughing a little, imagining that he is dancing with Misaki, but reality returns and sees Misaki was serious. Izuku. Someday whispering. Already at recess on the roof. Misaki. What did you bring to eat? Izuku. Izuku. Katsudon. And you? Misaki. Sushi. Izuku. Wow, your mother prepares it well. Misaki. No, I prepare it myself. Izuku. I prepare it too. Misaki. It is true that you have a father in India. Izuku. Yes, because for work reasons he went to India to work, but we communicate. Misaki. I see. Eating. It is true that the Jeffrey Dahmer series won Best Series. Izuku. Yes, he won at the Golden Globe Awards. Misaki. If they gave you the job of directing a movie based on a serial killer, which would it be? Izuku. Richard Ramirez, the crazy Chihuahua, or the Mexican Prowler, or the Mexican who praised Satan. Misaki. I think you will be a great writer as well as a great director. Smiling. Eating. Izuku. Thanks. Eating. Already at the exit. Misaki. Honestly, when I come here it relaxes me a lot since I feel that the curse rests a little from killing everyone in the class. Izuku. Can I ask you a question? Misaki. Tell me. Izuku. Are they the same death that takes you? Since I investigated a little, and in Colombia they describe death as a great wolf with scythes, and in Mexico they believe in the Mayan death Apuch. They are the same death. Misaki. I don't know why I only see the color of death, but I never found a shape to death, I only see its color. Izuku. I see. Lying down on the stairs. Misaki. I want to do many things in my life, but I feel that I will not be able to. Izuku. You can. What happens is that you still do not have the courage, but I know that you will have great courage to do it, but I know that you can in life, said smiling. Misaki. Thanks for those words. Izuku smiling. Izuku. You're welcome. Already at night. Izuku was quietly reading his book. But suddenly a strange noise began to be heard and he leaves his room where he walks a little, but he gets very confused since the noises were coming from outside. Izuku. What could those sounds be coming out of his house where he sees that there was no one? I think he's just a joker. They seemed like the sound of two scythes colliding with each other. But some of the spotlights on Izuku's street break, scaring him, where Izuku quickly runs into his house and goes into his room, super scared. The next day. We see Misaki and Izuku calm in the library. Izuku. Look, she's my mom. Inko Midoriya said smiling. Misaki. Wow, they look a lot alike. Izuku. If they always tell me. Misaki. Something happened to you, right? Izuku. What thing? Misaki. It seems that you are like sleepy. Are you okay? Izuku. Yes, it's just that it was a crazy night for me. Itsuji. A small sign appearing next to the two. Izuku. What do you mean? Confused. Itsuji. That it is not obvious. It is like a sign that maybe the curse has not stopped with you too, since maybe the night you had Izuku is like a small sign that one of us will die. Izuku. You know about the curse, right? Itsuji. That's right. Izuku. Tell me who was in the previous class. Itsuji. You know Midoriya looking at the window, your mother was in the same class of the curse. Izuku. How surprised. Tetsuji. Yes, when I was the teacher of your mother's class, but something happened since the entire curse was unleashed to a point of that everyone died including your mother, that's why I don't want to leave school for anything in the world serious. Izuku. But do you think my mother's death was also because of the curse? Tetsuji. You were born in 2008. Izuku. Yes, why? Tetsuji. How strange, it's been 15 years and you're still there looking at the image. Izuku. Excuse me, what you said, confused. Tetsuji. Come with me. 10 minutes later. Izuku. This was my mother's classroom, seeing a classroom hidden in some trees at school. Tetsuji. This was an old classroom. Before, this class was here, but it was demolished many years ago, and we moved there. Misaki. When was that? Tetsuji. In 1991, when your mother was still studying here. Izuku. I see, that's why she doesn't remember anything. My aunt seeing the classroom. Already at night. Izuku. Why didn't you tell me anything? Ryuko seeing Ryuko. Ryuko. I didn't know how you would react since I thought you would get really angry. Izuku. But why didn't you tell me anything? I mean, you could have told me from the beginning. Ryuko. Sorry Izuku, but I don't remember anything seriously. Izuku. Seriously nothing. Ryuko. Yes, not even when I graduate, just some things from Inko, but I remember something. I remember that something happened at a Yamayama camp, but I don't remember. Confused since I don't remember anything. The next day. We see Izuku in his classroom quietly. Izuku. I hope nothing happens today. That's when his teacher comes in. Shoji. Good morning students. Naomi. Teacher, are you fine? Shoji. Students, I know that these last few days have been a huge shock for everyone. I tried to make everything like before, but I couldn't do anything because everything that happened has me super stressed, just like before, but I failed in everything, so taking a large knife out of his briefcase, I don't want to suffer anymore. Chapter 7 Articulation. Shoji. I don't want to suffer anymore, holding the knife tightly. Everyone. Don't do it, Professor. Shoji. AI is screaming loud. At that, Shoji sticks the knife in his throat and buries it super deep until it comes out the other side, disturbing everyone, and he takes it out, making a great rain of blood. Izuku. My god, shocked and in shock, where he sees that Shoji was still moving until Shoji falls to the floor already dead, thus dying. Shoji, the fourth victim of the curse. Ayano. I is screaming, disturbed, and like everyone where they leave quickly, some were vomiting, others crying from the very disturbing moment, but Izuku was still there seeing Shoji's corpse. Izuku. No, why doesn't he stop breathing heavily? Tetsuji. My god, entering the classroom, everyone get out of here now. Professor Mikami, quickly call the police and the ambulance now. Mikami. Yes, already. I'm stuttering, oh my god, running super fast at the same time, disturbed by what he saw. Tetsuji. Izuku, are you okay? Izuku. I'm not breathing heavily. Tetsuji. Calm down, breathe, you can need your inhaler. Where is it? Grabbing him by the shoulders and giving him air to breathe. And that Misaki puts his inhaler in his mouth and began to inhale something strong until he calmed down. Misaki. Izuku, let's get out of here, it's not safe to be here. Tetsuji. Go home Misaki, take good care of Izuku, I will stay here waiting for the police watching the corpse. Misaki. Let's get out of here, holding Izuku's hand, and the two of them leave. Akazawa. Those two annoyed while hugging Ayano tightly since she wouldn't stop crying. The next day. We see Izuku and Misaki walking and they meet Tetsuji. Izuku. Professor Tetsuji, how are you? Tetsuji. I'm fine Midoriya, I just still can't believe it. Standing in the window, I knew the teacher would say that. Misaki. What do you mean? Tetsuji. Since when we talked I knew that maybe he could die but never commit suicide. Izuku. But what happened yesterday? Tetsuji. Professor Shoji committed suicide in front of his students. That's what some police officers said, but the police investigated his house and found something that might disturb them. Misaki. What did they find? Tetsuji. The teacher was a single man and lived in his mother's house. She was somewhat older. At the same time, she was sick with an incurable disease that kept her in bed all day. But they found her dead, lifeless. Apparently, she suffocated her to death. Maybe her great mental and psychological stress caused her to commit suicide. Misaki. No wonder she arrived in the classroom trembling. Izuku. But now the curse will continue. Tetsuji. Unfortunately, it will continue until we find out who the dead person is. Looking out the window. 1 hour later. We see Izuku, Naoya and Misaki on top of the school roof. Naoya. That's why we did that, so you wouldn't notice. Misaki. Izuku, sorry for not telling you. Izuku. Don't apologize, it's okay not to tell me anything. Naoya. Thanks and tell me Misaki Mei, now that we see you, do you feel like a weight has been lifted? Misaki. I don't know, I feel like I'm still the same since they ignored me. Naoya. You're very strange, Misaki. Then Akazawa arrives and pushes Naoya. Akazawa. The curse still hasn't stopped seeing Izuku and Misaki, it's their fault. That surprised the three since Akazawa blamed Izuku and Misaki. Misaki. But why? Akazawa. Not in the sense that the two broke the deal to be ignored and that Izuku saw Misaki, but that the curse hasn't stopped. Izuku. But also the phenomenon will still continue, so we have to find a way to stop it forever and break the curse. Naoya. Really, it can be possible. Izuku. It has to be possible, we can't let future students go through the curse. Naoya. You're right, I don't want to be the next victim of the curse, or what if Misaki is the next victim, he said mockingly. Misaki. Or maybe you'll be the next to die. Naoya. Hey, I was just joking alone, he laughing nervously. Misaki. Or maybe not, he said mockingly, scaring Naoya a little. Izuku. I hope we're not the next ones. 1 hour later. We see Akazawa leaving the library at the same time Izuku and Misaki entered. Hitsuji. She comes to the library frequently. Also, Mikami asked me something today. Maybe that will stop the curse. Izuku. But wait a moment, I have a question. Is it true that the curse stopped for a month? Hitsuji. Yes, it stopped. Izuku. Seriously surprised. Hitsuji. Yes, it was in the 1990s, showing a photo. That year only 2 people died and 2 left Yamayama. But that year when we went camping, we went to pray at the Yamayama temple at the same time, and from there everything calmed down. It's super strange since in 2008 the curse returned. Izuku. The same year I was born. Hitsuji. I think going camping was the best thing we've ever done. Izuku. Yes, since my aunt Mikami told me that something happened when they went camping, but she doesn't remember much. At the same time, she remembers that my mother was super well. Hitsuji. That's why Mikami came here to ask me, should we make another camp and go pray at the temple? Izuku. If so, I agree to go. Hitsuji. I hope it works or else we'll take drastic measures. 30 minutes later. Mikami. Students, I have a notice to give you. We're going camping in the mountains where there's a large cabin where we can stay. Registration is open to everyone since there are many places for the bus. Naoya. Teacher, Mikami, are you feeling well? Mikami. Yes, I feel fine. Sorry for my appearance. It's just that I've been super busy doing everything for the trip. The incisions are open for everyone with a small smile looking into nothing. Already at night. We see Izuku walking all over the school, but everything was blood red. Misaki. Who is the dead man? Izuku. Turning around and seeing that there was no one there. Everyone. Who is the dead man walking towards Izuku, all his classmates. Izuku. This is not real, it must not be real, starting to run towards his classroom where he arrives and opens the door seeing all his classmates, but his skin began to peel off. Everyone. It's your fault, they said in a satanic way, where Izuku began to run to another place where he reaches the patio, seeing that everything was blood red and there were many crows. But he began to hear a loud spit that made him scared where he looks and sees a man with a coat blanket with scythes. Izuku. No, it's not real, starting to run, but they grab him by the shirt, but he tears it quickly and runs away. Izuku. No, screaming loudly while he melted and everything melts at once. Izuku. AI is screaming, waking up super sweaty, seeing that everything was calm. God, it was just a dream, what a relief, he said, wiping some sweat. Who was that person who was in my dream? Apparently I think it was death itself with fear, but his cell phone began to ring where he grabs it. Izuku. Hello. Yasuke. How hot is it here in India? Izuku. Oh hi dad, how have you been, he said smiling. Yasuke. Been super busy with everything here in India since I'm always working, but how are things in Yamayama? Izuku. If everything is okay, hey dad, answer me something. Yasuke. Tell me son. Izuku. Have you seen a photo of mom when she went to Yamayama school? Curious. Yusuke. He was just showing me his album from Yamayama school and a few more. Izuku. And it's true that there is a photo where they say it's very scary. Yasuke. Since you mention it, your mother always said that there was a photo missing in her album, that if it was scary, second they say there was something in that photo that maybe disappeared, but honestly, I don't know what happened to it. Izuku. Ah, I see, and a question, how was mom in the past? Yasuke. She was a great woman who loved her very much, that when she passed away my world was destroyed, but when you were born Izuku, you are just like your mother Izuku, that's why I love you very much son. Izuku. Me too dad. Well, see you hanging up his phone, we have to stop the curse. 10 minutes later. Izuku was putting on his black Vans, but someone calls him on the phone. Izuku. while putting on his black Vans at the same time his black shirt. Naoya. What's up Izuku, what are you doing? Izuku. Nothing important since I was planning on going for a walk. Naoya. How about you come to the north cafeteria since there will be some of us? Izuku. Okay, why not, putting on his black sweatshirt. Naoya. I'll see you in the cafeteria hanging. 20 minutes later. We see Izuku in his black clothes arriving at a somewhat elegant cafe. Akazawa. You arrived early Izuku, you also received the call from Naoya, right? Izuku. Yes, it seemed like something important. Sitting down, you also received the message from Naoya. Akazawa. Yes, as president of the room it is my duty to always be informed of everything that happens inside and outside of school. Izuku. Okay. Welcome Akazawa and Izuku giving him a letter. Izuku. Hello, we already know each other, half confused. Ah, sorry for not introducing myself, my name is Tomoka Inaz, I am Mochizuki's sister. Izuku. Nice to meet you. Tomoka. It's a pleasure, but what can I bring you? Izuku. A coffee for me. Akazawa. A coffee for me too. Tomoka. I'll bring it to you right away, leaving the two of them alone. Izuku. Tell me, have you discovered anything about the curse? Akazawa. I think you shouldn't have been born Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara. Izuku. What are you talking about, confused? Akazawa. If the curse stopped in 2008 thanks to your mother, then you are an undead, that's why the curse has returned. Izuku. But what are you saying, super confused? Akazawa. Ha 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 ha, it was just a joke, laughing a little. Izuku. You gave me a big scare. Akazawa. Look Izuku, give me your hand and shake it with me. Izuku. Okay, shaking hands. Akazawa. You see, if you're alive you're full of blood and many energies and a soul, that's why I'm feeling you right now, but I feel like we've seen each other before. Izuku. Really? Akazawa. My memory may be failing me but my hand and I feel like we've seen each other before, said smiling. Izuku. Maybe. Akazawa. I see you half awake, are you okay seeing Izuku? Izuku. I had a dream where there was a person with a coat blanket was following me, but he had large scythes and he was whistling scary. Akazawa. A person. Izuku. Yes, but what scared me the most was that he was whistling terrifyingly. Akazawa. Maybe it was a nightmare that involved that person, that's why you had that nightmare. Izuku. Yes, but it was strange, it seemed like an animal that I couldn't distinguish what it was. Naoya. Hey guys. Mochizuki. I'm glad you came, sitting down like Naoya. Izuku. And why did you call us? Naoya. You see, since everything has happened to us these days, why don't we go on vacation to the beach? Izuku. It's a joke, right? Mochizuki. I know it sounds like a joke, but seriously, it's not a joke. The truth is, I want to rest, get away from the curse a bit. Tomoka. You said curse, approaching them. Izuku. You know what happens in class, right? Surprised. Tomoka. Yes, because there is someone who always comes and is disturbed. Izuku. And what does Tomoka do? Flashback. It's happening again, but why is it happening again? It must have happened since 2008, because now it's back, damn, half disturbed, why is it back again, the curse, super terrified. End of flashback. Tomoka. That's all he said at the same time to Maba. Izuku. You know at least what his name is? Tomoka. Yes, his name is Katsumi Matsunaga, he was a former 9th grade student. Izuku. And where we found him? Tomoka. I think they live on the ribs of Yamayama Beach, there they can find them. Izuku. I really appreciate you telling us everything, thank you very much. Already at night. Izuku. Misaki, you are here. Misaki. Yes, what's happening coming out of the darkness? Izuku. I wanted to tell you something. Misaki. What thing? Izuku. I want you to go with us on vacation since to get away from everything of the curse, but I have something important to tell you, there's someone in the bay where they say that he may have something to do with the curse. Misaki. And what do you think is the dead entering the darkness, where Izuku also enters the darkness where he sees Misaki in a grave? Misaki. Listen to me carefully, Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara, you are not the dead one, you are alive, you are not the dead. Chapter 8, hairs on end. Narrator. We see Ryuko and Izuku in the kitchen drinking coffee. Izuku. So if you met Katsumi Matsunaga? Ryuko. Yes, we went to the same arts club in the same year. Izuku. And tell me, something happened when you went to the temple and the camp. Ryuko. Thinking, if something happened, but I don't remember anything, I only know that something happened the day we went to the camp, but I don't remember much, sorry. Izuku. Don't apologize since it's something that maybe almost nobody remembers. Ryuko. Do you think this is in Yamayama's things? Izuku. Maybe, and if he's not there maybe we look for him to see everything that happened when the curse stopped. Ryuko. I understand, having coffee, tomorrow we'll go to the beach, but there's nothing to worry about, since I feel like nothing will happen if we leave Yama seeing Izuku. Are you okay Izuku? Yes, I'm fine. Ryuko. I see that you haven't slept well. Are you okay or do you feel bad about your lung? If you want we go to the doctor. A little worried. Izuku. Yes, I'm fine aunt, it's just that I've had some strange dreams lately where I see two men, one was carrying scythes and the other was carrying on his head like a kind of helmet or crown, but it had a skull embedded in it, but what was similar was that they both had coats and blankets. I don't know, but sometimes they come out frequently in my dreams. I think they are accompanied by someone or something. Ryuko. They are just nightmares because of everything that has happened. Don't worry Izuku, the nightmares are never real. Izuku. But why do I have nightmares like this? Confused. Ryuko. Maybe because of the stress of all this, but don't worry, tomorrow you will forget everything, said smiling. Izuku. Yes, looking at his coffee. 3:30 in the morning. Izuku was still asleep until he wakes up suddenly. Izuku. Oh god, another nightmare. Something annoying. A moment, turning on a lamp, grabbing a pencil, starting to draw what he saw in his dream. After a couple of minutes, he ends up seeing his drawing of a faceless person with two scythes that accompanied him. Izuku. Will they be the same death that haunts me or are they just my illusions? Confused, looking at the drawing. The next day. Ryuko. You already have everything in your backpack, putting the suitcase in the trunk. Izuku. Yes, I already have everything. Naoya Machizuki. We've arrived walking. Izuku. Finally they arrive. Only there to wait for Takako, Akazawa and Hunta, since they already confirmed that they were also going to come. Then they see a white car parking. Akazawa gets out. Akazawa. Hello everyone. Naoya. We're ready. Ryuko. Good that you've arrived. Takako. Together, are you okay? Bored. Oh no, vomiting in a bush. Ryuko. That was my favorite bush, crying comically. Bored. Oh Buck, vomiting more. Machizuki. Are you okay? Takako. Yes, he's fine, it's just that he gets really sick in the car. Bored. I feel better now, relieved. Izuku. Well, we're leaving. Akazawa. Yes, but I'll go in Sakakibara's car since his car is bigger, so I'll go with him. Takako. Okay, together, get in the back with me since you get very dizzy. Hunta. Okay, getting in. Naoya. Hey Akazawa, we sit together. But Akazawa sits in the back with Izuku, making Naoya shed a funny tear. Machizuki. Okay, let's go, getting in front. Ryuko. Let our trip begin by starting the car. Thus beginning the trip, even though they were a little nervous since they didn't know what would happen if they left Yama, something that made them all tense. Izuku. We're going to leave, seeing a sign that they were going to leave Yama. Akazawa. Please God, don't let anything happen, whispering, pressing each other. So they all passed by the sign that was leaving Yama, something that made them all nervous, and after a few seconds nothing happened. Izuku. God, that relieved. Ryuko. I'm glad everything turned out well. Akazawa. At least we can enjoy the road in a calm way. Izuku. But we have to be careful since a car accident usually occurs on the roads. Machizuki. Seriously scared, and I already wanted to enjoy the sea with more fear. So the road was going normally until a car gets in front of them, making Ryuko get a little upset, and accelerates where a truck gets in front of her, making the three of them get scared. Ryuko. How damn hurry are these idiots, annoying, driving a little fast. Izuku. Hey aunt. Ryuko. What's wrong, are you upset? You're driving badly, aren't you? A little upset. Izuku. No, it's not that, it's just that you can slow down a little. It's just that I feel like you're going a little too fast, a little scared. Ryuko. Sorry guys, it's just that lately I've been stressed because I have a lot of paperwork that I already finished, and I'm remembering that I had more paperwork in my office. Sorry guys, I got carried away a little apart. These idiots drive something wrong. Izuku. It's okay, but just drive normally. Akazawa. Wow Izuku, you really care too much about everyone. Izuku. Well, it's that I care a lot about my friends, said smiling. Akazawa. Me too. Izuku. Yes, because you are my best friend, smiling. Akazawa. And tell me one thing Izuku, what attracts you the most about me? Izuku. Thinking, your strong and brave attitude that you have at all times. Akazawa. Do you think I'm more masculine? Izuku. Well, honestly I think so, since you are the strongest president of all. Akazawa. You know I didn't want to be president. Izuku. That. Akazawa. Yes, when the school term started the teacher quickly selected me for president, but honestly I wanted to compete. I didn't want this to be left so easy for me, but in the end I won in everything. It took me a long time to get used to everything, that's why I am somewhat serious, since I am always busy attending to everything. Izuku. I feel like you do a great job, smiling. Akazawa. Thanks Izuku-kun. Izuku. You're welcome. Akazawa. Hey Sakakibara, hey, it seems you see a little sleepless. Izuku. Yes, I had a nightmare. I dreamed that two men were following me, but I woke up and they could no longer catch me. Akazawa. What a terrifying nightmare, but calm down, it was just a nightmare that will not happen again. Mochizuki. Hey, let's put on some music. Ryuko. Of course. Izuku plugs my cell phone into the connector. Izuku. Of course, grabbing his iPhone 14 and connecting it to the speaker. Ryuko. Play whatever. Izuku. I already know which one to put. So putting Enrique Iglesias in the bathroom. On this channel we love Enrique Iglesias and his songs. Mochizuki. What a strange song. Izuku. Yes, but at least it's super good to dance. Ryuko. Let's put another one on, putting the crazy one. Izuku. Very good song, especially the rhythm that Romeo Santos sets. Ryuko. Time to put on your favorite, Izuku. Turn up the radio. All. Turn up the radio, it's my song, feel the bass that's rising, bring me the alcohol that takes away the pain, today we're going to bring together the moon and the solo singing happily. Akazawa. What good songs. Ryuko. Here's my favorite, saying sorry. Izuku. But what a beautiful song since it gives more depth to the lyrics. Enrique Iglesias along with Nicky Jam. Mochizuki. They have a good rhythm. Ryuko. Okay guys, let's go to the beach and drive something fast. Izuku. Let our day of fun begin, smiling, watching the road while listening to us dancing. A few minutes later. We see everyone at the hotel. Ryuko. Ready, I've already made the reservation. Akazawa. Do you think we'll find the Kitsumi? The Kako. Maybe so, since we're not far from the bay. Naoya. Well, we came to have fun at the beach. Akazawa said happily. I'll go put on my swimsuit. The Kako. Me too. Izuku. Wait, and now that I remember, I only have a couple of clothes. Actually, I didn't bring my swimming shorts. Ryuko. Don't worry, I already put it in my suitcase. Izuku. Ah, okay, thank you very much. Ryuko. It's nothing besides a little blushed, I want to break in my new swimsuit. 10 minutes later. We see everyone changing through a small forest. The Kako. How much longer? Akazawa. There's not much left. Mochizuki. We're close. Naoya. Hey, do you think something might happen? Akazawa. I don't think so, since if we're far from Yamayama maybe no shark will eat us walking. Izuku. Ryuko. What did he want to tell us? Confused. 5 minutes later. Izuku. We finally arrived. The Kako. Let's see if the water is cold, but together she grabs it and the two of them get in. Ah, it's cold but good. Izuku. I hope I don't get sick. So everyone went swimming. Izuku. The water is nice, the good thing is that you can swim a little deep, sinking and coming out with your head wet. But Izuku was surprised since he saw someone. But Misaki. Misaki was quietly looking for shells. Misaki. I think they're looking for shells here to make a necklace. Izuku. Misaki surprised. Misaki. Izuku standing up. I'm glad you're here. Izuku seeing Izuku. 10 minutes later. We see everyone calmly eating a watermelon. Akazawa. Yes, refreshing, throwing water. The Kako. This is war, throwing water like Akazawa. Izuku. And tell me, Misaki, how did you get here eating watermelon at the same time? Asia Castle with Misaki. Misaki. Go by bus since my mother could not take me but gave me authorization to come. Izuku. I see, playing with the sand. Tell me one thing, death has a face or a figure? Misaki. Honestly, I only see the color of death, I never found any form to death. Why the question? Izuku. Why, in my dreams two people appear with scythes and with coats, blankets, but what surprised me is that they were accompanied by someone or something, but one was always whistling. Misaki. It must be because the curse tries to confuse you, since we never know if you or I will be next, or sometimes it may be a relative or someone known or a partner. Izuku. I see him finishing his watermelon. Naoya. Hey Izuku, come. Ryuko. How relaxing is this, I was missing a vacation. Izuku. Naoya. Surprise, throwing Ryuko off her inflatable into the sea. Ryuko. Hey, help me find my glasses, wasn't funny trying to find the glasses. Izuku. Take, giving him his glasses, going to the shore. Mochizuki. Hey, I think they put too much sand, seeing that they put more sand since they buried him in the sand. Punta. Don't exaggerate, it was little. Akazawa. Hey, what do you think is what to eat now? Naoya. I know, what if we catch something and with that we already have food? Izuku. Good idea. Misaki. Me with Izuku. Naoya. Very well, Akazawa with Takako and Mochizuki with me, so let's go to where the stones are, walking like everyone else. Mochizuki. Hey, wait for me. 10 minutes later. We see everyone on the stones fishing calmly. Izuku. The secret is to always be relaxed calmly so that our fish arrives seeing Misaki taking out a starfish, that is a starfish cannot be eaten. Misaki. Oh I see taking out seaweed. Izuku. Those are seaweed they are not edible. Misaki. It's Naoya. Wow. Guys I feel like I caught something pulling his fishing rod and pulling it out with force, I did it guys I did it. But everyone starts to sweat and Naoya starts to tremble with fear. Akazawa. They are algae, right, annoying since he had algae on his head. Izuku. Yes, it's just algae. Akazawa. Thanks for telling me grabbing the algae throwing them at Naoya, he only grabs the fish, annoying idiot. Izuku. He laughing at the scene. Misaki. Ah Izuku. Izuku. What's up seeing that Misaki had a squid in her hand? Misaki. Take it from me. Izuku. Wait grabbing Misaki's hand taking the squid from her putting it in the bucket. Misaki. I thought he was going to eat me. Izuku. That's impossible since I wasn't going to avoid that, besides squid don't eat humans. Misaki. Do you think you can eat? Izuku. Only the most professional chefs know how to make dishes with squid. Naoya. Yes I caught a fish yes. Izuku. Oh wait grabbing a fish, yes I also caught a fish, but you know it's even better standing up. Misaki. What are you going to do? Izuku. I'm going to diving from the rocks and it comes swimming, how delicious swimming happily. 10 minutes later. We see everyone eating fish. Ryuko. And it's been many years since we last saw each other Kitsumi. Kitsumi. It's true we didn't see each other again after Inko's funeral and I think that is your nephew. Ryuko. Of course his name is Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara. Kitsumi. How big he is he looks a lot like his mother. Ryuko. It's true he inherited everything from Inko seeing him, hey, it's true that you were always in love with my sister. A little jealous. Kitsumi. No, besides, I've hardly ever gone out with women throughout my life. A little blushing. Izuku. Hey, you are Kitsumi, right? Akazawa. The one who knows the secret of how to stop the curse. Kitsumi. Yes, who are you? Akazawa. I am the president of the 9th grade group. Izuku. Now tell us, did you stop the curse once? Kitsumi. Yes, it was when I was 15 and we went to the temple, but I don't remember anything else. Misaki. But do you remember something important? What happened? Kitsumi. Remembering, since you mentioned it. Ikako. Together, wait, don't go too far, screaming, and together didn't pay attention to her, since she went for the ball. Izuku. Hey, together, wait, it's deep in there. But everyone sees that together had fainted. Kitsumi. There, we have to help him. So all the men ran to the sea where together was getting further and further away to the point that everyone was trying not to drown. Izuku. Damn, I can't get there, the tide is dragging me towards the shore. Naoya. It can't be together. Mochizuki. We have to keep trying to swim, but the tide was dragging him towards the shore. Then they saw a boat going towards it. Izuku. Board, Nuuo, shouting. At that moment the boat collides with a board which sinks it but reaches the propellers where it began to crush it. At that moment everyone sees how the body comes out of the water without an arm or a leg or even with its head disturbing everyone. Ikako. Nuuo. Akazawa. Perdii screaming terrified. Izuku. Oh my god. Kitsumi. But I left him in that room to stop the curse because the curse keeps coming back because no one found the disturbing recording from what he saw. Chapter 9 Chain. Narrator. We see everyone gathered on a bridge. Mikami. I'm so sorry about what happened. Now go home and rest from everything that happened. Akazawa. Okay, let's go. Takako grabbed her. Takako was depressed about Hunta's death and the two left sadly. The others went another way. Tetsuji. And tell me Izuku when they went to the beach how did he behave together? Izuku. Well he was always dizzy and felt bad at the same time he vomited a lot to a point where he said that he should turn everything around, that's why he vomited a lot like that the whole way. Tetsuji. Seriously all that happened turning around like Mikami. Izuku. Yes at the same time he told me that his head hurt, that's why he felt a lot of vomiting that day. Tetsuji. This doesn't match. Misaki. What do you mean? Tetsuji. I went to the Yamayama department to investigate something. I spoke with a forensic doctor who examined the board and what he told me was that they found a hemorrhage on the left side of his brain. At the same time I spoke with the parents of the board and they told me that in the morning the board hit his head hard when he fell down the stairs but he left as if nothing had happened and it is stated that this was what caused the hemorrhage. Izuku. Wait a second does that mean the curse followed us when we left Yamayama? Tetsuji. Apparently yes, but I also feel that the curse could have found its next victim or rather pointed to its next victim. Izuku. And why didn't it stop when we left? Tetsuji. Maybe because the accident happened in Yamayama and that's why the curse already had it in its sights together, but even so we have to do something quickly or we'll be next seriously looking at the sky. 10 minutes later. We see Izuku and Misaki on the swings. Izuku. I don't understand why the curse still exists after it stopped when we left Yamayama, but why doesn't it stop something annoying? Sorry is that I'm angry because the curse took a great companion as a bored looking at the sky at the same time. Misaki was pressed. No, that stopped because he had an accident in Yamayama and died in another place, therefore the curse already had him in sight looking at the sky. Izuku. Hey Misaki. Misaki. What's up Izuku? Izuku. Nothing, I wanted to ask you a question, but it is not the moment or the hour looking at the sky. Misaki. Okay, also looking at the sky. Already at night. Izuku was walking through the school at night, but it was super dark until he went down the stairs meeting none other than Yukari, but her neck was bleeding and her umbrella was covered in blood. Yukari. It's your fault. Izuku. Oh my god, running but go to no more and no less than with Aikyo. Aikyo. It's your fault. Izuku. No, it's true, but looks back at his teacher Shoji with his neck cut. Shoji. It's your fault. Izuku. No, it's not true, it's not my fault, starting to run super fast until he reaches a room where there was no more and no less than Mizuno covered in blood. Mizuno. It's your fault. Izuku. No, this is not real, it's not real, super scared starting to run since he would keep following him arriving outside the streets. Izuku. This can't be, this is not real, running through the dark streets. But suddenly he began to hear a super terrified whistle. He turns around seeing a tall man with two sides a coat blanket and in his hands he had grey fur and huge claws. Izuku. Who are you? But the man at great speed runs to Asia Izuku and grabs him. Izuku pulls his neck. Wait, please don't do it, but the man raises his side, thus cutting Izuku's neck, causing him to bleed a lot, and the man approaches Izuku and was going to give him another cut. No. Izuku. Waking up suddenly, again that person who was the confused and sweating, my god, why do I have these nightmares, who is that person who torments me, wiping the sweat, because he had red eyes like a wolf, super confused and wiping the sweat from his forehead. The next day. Naoya. That there is a tape hidden in the old school, super surprised, but covers his mouth because there were people, seriously there is a recording tape of the former 9th grade student. Izuku. That's right, he told me before the meeting accident that he hid an audio tape. Naoya. And what else did he tell you? Izuku. He didn't tell me anything else, but maybe on that tape I have something super important about the curse, maybe there's some method to stop it, that is, stop the curse once and for all, or at least stop it this entire school year. Mochizuki. And what will we do if we don't find that recording? Izuku. We have to look for it well, or else maybe one of us will be the next victim of the curse. Naoya. And where do you think it could be? Izuku. I think it's in the old 9th grade classroom building where the class was, but we have to go super fast to look for it, since then there are security guards who watch over the entire building. Naoya. Well, count me in. Mochizuki. Me too, but do you think we'll find an answer to our entire problem? Izuku. I hope so, because if no one stops the curse, maybe in future generations it will torment them forever, and that's why we have to find that recording tape. Tomorrow morning we'll look for it. I just hope it's an answer to everything and what we should do. Mochizuki. The curse may have already chosen its next victim, that's why we're going to help you, Izuku. Naoya. Count me in. Izuku. Thank you very much, guys. Standing up, now I have to go, I have to do something urgent. Naoya. See you tomorrow at the same time we entered. Izuku. Okay. So Izuku leaves the cafeteria where he began to walk super thoughtful. Izuku. What was that thing I saw in my dreams? Why it had fur, why it uses scythes, why it had eyes like those of a wolf? Confused and walking, entering a library where he began to search on a computer where he was looking for some information. Izuku. This may be my answer. Looking at the page, death can be related to many things, but mostly in a skull, but in several countries it is represented as animals reading, then it may be the Colombian death, a wolf, what I always see confused. The next day. We see Izuku walking towards the school where arrives and sees Naoya. Izuku. You arrived on time. Naoya. It's just that I got up early to look for the tape. Izuku. And Mochizuki. Naoya. I think it arrived and is in a room, or it hasn't arrived yet. Ayano Yumi. Hello Izuku-kun. Hello Naoya. Izuku. Hello girls, what are you doing here? Yumi. Let's go to Tetsuji's class since we need to see some paintings that we left in charge. Ayano. And more because we need to see how we are in grading, and more in my poetry class. And what are you doing here? Curious. Naoya. I don't know how to tell you. Yumi. What a curious thing. Izuku. Let's look for information to stop the curse. Yumi. Do you really think it can be stopped? Izuku. Let's go to the old 9th grade class building, there is something related to the curse, since it says that maybe the curse can be stopped. Ayano. Really that exists? Naoya. Of course if you want you can accompany us and help us. Yumi. I'll pass thanks. Ayano. I'll pass too thanks well it's time to go I'll see you guys later goodbye Izuku-kun. Yumi. Goodbye guys goodbye Izuku-kun leaving the same Ayano. Izuku. Well let's enter his school where he began to go to a room where they entered seeing none other than Misaki. Izuku. Hey Misaki. Misaki. Izuku-kun. Izuku. Why are you here if not their classes of our grade? Misaki. I was bored at home I had nothing to do so I came here to school besides my mom was not there so I came here to distract myself painting. Listen is it true that you are going to look for the recording? Izuku. That's right but only Mochizuki is missing. Misaki. How about I accompany you too and help you? Izuku. Are you sure Misaki I say it may take us a while, maybe it could be something dangerous since the curse may be able to stalk us. Misaki. Don't worry Izuku, we should be very careful. Besides, I also want to help stop all this once and for all, so I want to give the three of you a hand, so I'm going with you, half smiling. Izuku. Okay Misaki. Naoya. Okay, now we're four. That's when Mochizuki comes in. Mochizuki. Sorry if I'm late, it's because I was getting ready and had to give my mom an excuse. Izuku. Don't worry, we're ready with one more new member. Misaki. Well, let's go or what? Naoya. Yes, let's go now. So the four of them walked through the corridors where they reached the abandoned building where they entered and walked a bit where they reached some stairs that were blocked. Izuku. It's here, but it's higher up, so going up. Mochizuki. Wait, what if someone comes? Izuku. Don't worry, the caretaker arrives at 9 and it's 8, we'll only be here for a couple of minutes. Misaki. Izuku is right, besides, what could happen? There's no one here stopping by the tapes, just like everyone else. Where they arrived at the room. Izuku. This is the room he said he hid it in a part. Naoya. Very well let's start searching. So everyone started looking everywhere moving things. Naoya. Do you know anything about this room? Izuku. What do you mean moving some boxes? Naoya. I don't know how story. Izuku. It's true maybe there is a somewhat terrifying story about the entire building, that's why it was closed curious moving a box. Misaki. Legend says that when it was summer a serial killer entered and killed almost many students and the murderer was caught where he confessed everything he had done but he never showed remorse but second they say here ghosts are shown or sometimes visions of the corpses of the dead, that's why the curse never stopped. Izuku. Seriously with some fear. Misaki. It was a joke Izuku was just playing a little besides the murderer I was referring to was Richard Ramirez, he was just joking smiling a little, let's open the window let in a little air by opening the window. But it breaks causing large glass to fall, but Izuku hugs her taking care of her. Izuku. Are you okay? Misaki. Yes I'm okay look at me I'm fine. Mochizuki. We are always in danger at any moment. Izuku. Let's be careful everyone maybe we'll get a surprise. Naoya. How strange I feel that there is nothing here in this room. Misaki. Maybe in this locker there is something opening the locker getting a surprise, look guys. Izuku. What's wrong? Misaki. I found this taking out a box with a wrapper. Izuku. What will it be taking off the wrapper revealing that it was a cassette? Naoya. Wait a minute I think there is a class that I think has to put cassette. Izuku. Let's go at once. But Ayano and Yumi. Yumi. Really are you leaving? Ayano. Yes I will be out of state for a few months. Yumi. Okay I understand smiling a little because we forgot our umbrella seeing the rain. Ayano. I hope nothing happens, a little worried. Yumi. I will miss you a lot. Ayano. Maybe he will not come back but you can tell this to Izuku for me. Yumi. What a thing. Ayano. That I always loved him in every way since I like him a lot since the first day I saw him I fell in love with him kind of sad, well tell him that from me goodbye I have to pack. Yumi. Take care hugging her, I will tell Izuku. Ayano. Goodbye Yumi leaving the same Yumi. But Izuku. Naoya. I think that's how it is putting the cassette. Mochizuki. Let's see let's play it already by pressing play on the audio where at first nothing was heard. Izuku. How strange because it is not heard. Katsumi. Hello to all of the future generation of the 9th grade of the Amiyama school, my name is Katsumi Matsunaga, former 9th grade student and I know very well what you are currently going through, the curse that had always tormented us for several years, but today was something that I may regret and I will never forget in my life. What happened was that we went to the Yama forest camp, but at night we went to the temple to pray for the curse to stop. We all prayed, but when we were returning, the curse began where one by one they began to die. I fought with a classmate to a point where I pushed him towards a small cliff where he hit his head so hard that it broke, but the next day something happened that I don't know if it was a mere coincidence or not, but the curse stopped and no one remembered the classmate who had died. No one remembered him anymore, only me. It's as if it had never existed, but I figured out how to stop it. The only way to stop it is. Guard. Hello, is anyone here? Izuku. Don't hide, they're hiding next to Misaki like everyone else, and the guard comes in. Guard. I thought I heard something, I think they're coming from the other building, closing the door, leaving everyone stunned. Izuku. We were so close to being found. Naoya. They're no, the cassette broke, super worried. Misaki. Leave it to me, I know how to fix it. Naoya. Okay. Izuku. Well, let's go since the guard might come again. Misaki. I'll try to fix the cassette. Izuku. Okay, but now we have to go. Meanwhile on the road. Ayano was watching the rain. At the same time she drew a heart with Izuku's name. Ayano. Goodbye Izuku-kun, I will always love you. A little sad. But suddenly a huge rock falls on the car, breaking the front glass, causing Ayano's father to lose control and fall off a cliff. With Yumi. Yumi was walking back to her house while it was raining harder. Yumi. Why do I always forget to bring my umbrella? But she is in shock by what she was seeing since a huge crane was in front of her house, but it was destroyed. At the same time she is horrified since there was blood coming out of her brother's room. Yumi. He brother in shock, throwing his backpack since Agura, Yumi's brother, had died. Thus dying Ayano and Agura, the new victims of the curse. Chapter 10 Glass Eye. Narrator. We see Akazawa super upset watching the Rio Bravo. Akazawa. Stupid idiot, why did he do that? Because he's such an idiot, annoying, throwing a can that falls on someone's head. Akazawa. Hey, there's someone down there, sorry, excuse me, it wasn't my intention to do that to you, sorry, I just didn't notice. But Akazawa trips, causing him to fall on a small scratch, hitting himself a little. Akazawa. Ouch, damn, a little sore. But someone extends his hand. Hey, are you okay? A little worried. Akazawa. Yes, I'm fine, but are you okay because I threw a can at your head? Calm down, that doesn't matter, but seriously, are you okay? A little worried. Akazawa. Yes, I'm fine, thank you, and what's your name? My name is Izuku Midoriya Sakakibara, smiling and stretching out his hand. Akazawa. I am Alazos. Izumi taking Izuku's hand and gets up. Izuku. Surely we will be best friends, and it will be a pleasure to meet you, Akazawa. Akazawa. Just call me Izumi since now we are friends. Izuku. Friends forever, smiling, making Akazawa smile. Present. We see Akazawa awake, raising her hand at the same time looking at the ceiling. Akazawa. Friends forever, remembering that time he met Izuku. 3 hours later. We see all the students of the class gathered in a large country house. Mikami. And here are the students, the camp where we went camping from generation to generation. Naoya. Hey, let's take a picture to never forget this great moment. Izuku. Okay. So everyone gathers to take the picture. Mochizuki. I take it with my cell phone, taking out his cell phone. Naoya. Okay, we're ready. Mochizuki. Very well, here I go in 3, 2, 1. So taking the photo where everyone smiled and some didn't. Naoya. Let's see it by looking at the photo. Mochizuki. How it turned out. Naoya. It looked fantastic, now get ready to take one. Mochizuki. Okay, putting it on everyone. Naoya. Good, here I go, but Izuku Misaki are somewhat separated, get closer. At that Izuku and Misaki hug each other's shoulders, smiling, and Naoya takes the photo. Naoya. Ready, everyone looks good, smiling. Tetsuji. Well, there we go, in to rest. So everyone entered the big mansion. Izuku. Wow, this is gigantic, seeing the mansion. Naoya. It looks like the mansion from a video game. Tetsuji. In fact, this used to be a hospital where everyone came here, but they closed in 2000, I don't know why, but it has been inactive as a hospital for 23 years. Izuku. It looks like the Cecil Hotel where Richard Ramirez stayed. Keiko. Hi everyone, my husband and I are the employees of this place, at the same time we are the grandparents of Tabeashi, the student who passed away, and my name is Keiko, smiling. Tetsuji. Nice to meet you, well guys, go to get comfortable, in a few minutes we're going to have dinner. Izuku. Yes, teacher. So everyone went to their rooms, but someone knocks on Izuku's door. Izuku. Guess who is opening the door? Misaki, Naoya and Mochizuki. Misaki. I already fixed it. Izuku. Then let's listen to it. So everyone comes in and press play on the recorder. Hitsumi. The only way to stop the curse is to send the dead back to the grave, since that is the only way to stop the curse. In addition to the person who accidentally killed, absolutely no one remembered him, not even I remembered that I had killed someone, but the strangest thing is that I am the only one who remembers him, but very little, so that is the only answer I have so far. Take the dead to the grave again. Will I have to leave Yamiyama, since I feel that the curse will follow me? Goodbye, death, all the luck in the world. Thus ending the recording, where everyone was super shocked with what Kitsumi said in the recording. Mochizuki. And now what will we do? Naoya. He said it well, take the dead to the grave again. Misaki. But do you think the dead man is here? Naoya. I don't know, worse we have to find her. Mochizuki. Do you think that will stop the curse? Misaki. It has to stop, it's the only way to stop the curse. Izuku. Hey guys. Naoya. What's wrong, Izuku? Izuku. You guys have the nerve to kill a student. Naoya. What are you talking about? Izuku. If the only way to stop the curse is to take the dead to the grave, you have the nerve to send him to the grave. Mochizuki. But we don't know who it could be, we don't even have a clue that it could be. Izuku. There we have to look for who could be the one who is the dead. But someone knocks on the door. Mikami. Guys, it's time for dinner. Izuku. Yes, let's go. Naoya. Better there than going to start it later, we'll talk about all this. Already in the dining room, everyone was quietly eating the food that the employees cooked for them. Naoya. And do you have any clue as to who it could be? Izuku. I don't know, maybe he's right here or he's far from Yamiyama. Mochizuki. Or maybe he didn't come to class or on a field trip. Misaki. Maybe he's here right now, or maybe they're watching us eating, freezing the blood of the three. Akazawa. Attention please, I want to say something. Teacher Mikami, can I say a few words? Mikami. Go ahead. Akazawa. Very well, today, even though the curse may never be stopped, and if there is a way to stop it that day, we will be happy in peace and harmony again, and I also want to apologize for not being there the first day our classes started in order to treat the curse well, and I also apologize for not being a good president of our group and also for not having been good at everything, but despite all that also Misaki, I apologize. That surprised everyone since Akazawa was asking Misaki to apologize. Misaki. What do you mean by forgive? Confused, and Akazawa just clenched his fist. Akazawa. That all this has become a disaster. If you had walked away from Midoriya when he always followed you, none of this would have happened. After all, it was your responsibility to be the ignored one. Izuku. Wait a minute, are you blaming Misaki for something she didn't do? But it was my fault for approaching her, besides nobody said anything to me on the first day, so don't blame her. Upset. Misaki. No, Izuku, if she wants me to apologize, it's fine. Standing up, bowing. I apologize for not having an audience with my role of being ignored, and also I apologize for all the deaths that have been happening these last few days, and I'm also sorry for not getting away from Izuku in all this. Izuku. Hey, wait a moment. Standing up. To begin with, they should have told me from the beginning, so don't blame Misaki entirely. Naoya. Yes, to begin with, we should never have lied to Izuku about everything. Akazawa. You don't get involved, Naoya. Naoya. No, if I get involved, since Izuku and Misaki are my best friends, so we are all to blame for everything since from the beginning, we had the opportunity to tell, Izuku said seriously. Tetsuji. Messiah, are you okay? Standing up, going like that. Messiah is okay. Hamahiko. He suffers from asthma, that's why he is there. Tetsuji. I will call an ambulance. Worse, see, he has no signal. Damn, I don't have a signal. Izuku. I don't have one either. Akazawa. Damn, not there, pointing. Rama. I'm so sorry, for 4 days the signal has been failing in these areas. Tetsuji. Damn, now I have to go to the hospital now. Loading him and going to his car where he puts him in the same way. Tetsuji. Teacher Mikami, I entrust everything starting to drive super fast. Izuku. Are you okay, Mikami? Mikami. If don't worry about me now, let's go back inside, the rain has started to fall. Izuku. Yes. So everyone entered the place again. Misaki. Izuku-kun. Izuku. Yes, tell me what's wrong. Misaki. I wanted to thank you for everything that happened in the dining room. Izuku. If don't worry, everything has passed. Smiling, going to his room with Misaki. 20 minutes later. Misaki. Seriously, you have this photo? Surprised, since I was looking at the photo of Ryuko and Inko together. Izuku. Yes, many say that I look too much like my mother, and they are completely right. Misaki. Yes, they look a lot like the truth. Izuku. And can you see something in the photo? Misaki. Let me see. Taking off his patch, seeing the photo where he sees that there was nothing and looks at Izuku where he also looks that there was nothing. Izuku. See something? Misaki. No, neither, not even the form of death. Izuku. This is getting stranger every day since this time I dreamed of the one who was following me, but he told me something that I didn't recognize the voice or even the language. Misaki. What did he tell you? Izuku. He told me run kitty. That was super strange since I never thought that death spoke, but I feel that it is just dreams of stress with all this going to bed, you know meeting us that time was the best thing that has happened to us sincerely. Misaki. I can tell you something Izuku. Izuku. Yes, tell me. Misaki. Misaki Mei is my twin sister, but I am adopted. Izuku. What? Misaki. Yes, but my aunts always said that Mei and I were cousins, but we always came to hide from everyone until she died. Izuku. I'm really sorry to hear that. Misaki. Besides, I know who the dead man is. I wouldn't finish speaking, Izuku grabs her by the shoulders. Izuku. Tell me who is the one left over, who is the dead one. Misaki. It's Naoya. Izuku. Izuku. Naoya, what's wrong? Naoya. I did it. Chapter 11 Makeup. Narrator. We see Kitsumi in a super quiet room. Kitsumi. Death may be represented in various cultures, especially in Mexico, since death is the meaning of a new life, and more in Colombia, since they represent them as animals to all the deaths that exist, but in Colombia, it is always represented as a great wolf with scythes, and in Mexico a huge skull that they say takes you to the kingdom of the dead, so that there you can rest in peace, and in Colombia, they always say that it will take you to a better life, so death is not all bad, he said. Seriously turning off the recorder. Present. We see Akazawa in his room looking out the window. Akazawa. So you heard the recording of Midoriya and Misaki. The Kako. Yes, it was something horrible since I feel that the dead one is here. Akazawa. You think that Izuku and Misaki are the dead, right? The Kako. I'm not sure about Izuku, but about Misaki Mei, that damn annoying. Akazawa. I know you're a little upset, but we don't have to make up false accusations. The Kako. Oh, maybe not, since Misaki seems more dead than alive. Akazawa. Wait a minute, you're saying that Misaki Mei could be the dead one since she lost her eye when she was 3 years old, surprised. Mikako. Maybe it's her after all, she caused all this. 10 minutes later. Naoya. I did it, Izuku. Izuku. What a thing. Naoya. I'll ask you this and I want you to answer me truthfully. Izuku. What's wrong? Naoya. You know Tamahiko, right? Izuku. Misaki. Of course you do, why are you asking? Curious. Naoya. Why did he just kill him? That surprised them both since Naoya ended someone's life. Izuku. You're lying, right? Naoya. No, really know who Tamahiko is. Misaki. Yes, we know who it is, but really did you kill him? Naoya. Yes, really, because when we were arguing I pushed him out the windows believing that way the curse finally ended, but I think it worked. Izuku. We don't believe you, really did you do it? Naoya. Really, come grab Izuku's hand, which they leave the room where they go down the stairs. But they see something that shocked them all. Izuku. Majima, are you okay? Running to him since he was stabbed, are you okay? Majima. No, since Ikyu Onumada's grandmother attacked me drawing blood. Izuku. But what are you talking about? Naoya. But what is that glow? Izuku. Let me see, looking through the door. But what was disturbed was that the hotel employee was nailed down and on fire. Izuku. Damn, the employee is dead, let's go ask for help. So everyone ran super fast to where Akazawa was. Akazawa. Hey guys, I didn't find Takako. Izuku. It's true, where is Mochizuki? Misaki. Maybe he went to look for Takako or Naoya. Akazawa. Maybe, but why are you so worried, Izuku? Izuku. Majima is seriously injured, we have to help him. Akazawa. Then let's go at once. But Mochizuki. Mochizuki. I finally found you. Naoya entering a room. Hey, what's going on? Seeing that he was super disturbed. Naoya. Look disturbed. At that, the two are disturbed since they were watching Keiko slowly killing another student and sees the two. With Izuku and the others. They arrive at the entrance where Izuku is in shock. Izuku. But where is he in shock? Akazawa. What are you talking about, Izuku? Izuku. He was there at the entrance. Misaki. But he was bleeding, he couldn't be seen moving. Akazawa. Maybe someone helped him with everything. Akazawa. Oh, maybe she's sleeping forever. At that, everyone sees how Takako comes out of the shadows covered in blood. Izuku. Takako, what did you do? In shock. Takako. As the recording said, Izuku, send the dead to the grave again. Well, the recording said right, Izuku said macabrely. Izuku. But not by killing someone innocent. Takako. I don't care, since I didn't want to die and I'm never going to die. If I have to kill that damn, pointing at Misaki, I will do it because I want to end all this. Izuku. Over my corpse that you do something. The Takako. Well then we will do it anyway. At that Takako lunged at Izuku where Izuku began to dodge all of Takako's attacks with difficulty since she was super fast and Izuku pushes her making her enraged and was about to lunge again but Naoya hugs her tightly. Naoya. Run guys run. Takako. Let me go stupid cutting off her leg. Mochizuki. Naoya punching Takako to the point that she drops the knife and it falls on Akazawa's legs. Mochizuki. Friend is very worried. Naoya. That crazy woman gave me a long cut seeing her bleeding leg. Izuku. But why is all this happening? Akazawa. She listened to the recordings and went crazy. Izuku. But the recording was in our room. Akazawa. She broke the door with a knife and that's why she's traumatized now. Kenzo. But what's going on here? Naomi. Because there were so many noises. Izuku. Guys, let's get out of here because the whole place is on fire. Takako. Yes, but first we have to kill Misaki Mei once and for all. Mikami. But what are you talking about going to the place, but what is happening here and why are you saying those things? Takako. Because it is the only way to stop the curse since we have to take the dead to the grave, it is the only way to stop the curse, so keep it yelling furiously. Kenzo. If that is the case grabbing the knife from the floor, I will kill you damn throwing a slash into the air, but Izuku stops it with his hands grabbing the knife with his hand. Izuku. No Kenzo that is not the solution with pain, since the knife was sharp. Kenzo. Get out of here Midoriya I must stop the curse holding the knife tightly. Izuku. Over my corpse annoying. Kenzo. Then I'll send you to hell along with her. Izuku. Misaki runs giving him a punch that breaks Kenzo's nose and the two leave running super fast and arrived at his room where they put a lock on the door. Izuku. Shit my hands are in so much pain. Misaki. Are you okay Izuku seeing Izuku's hands that were still bleeding. Izuku. Just worry about getting out of here. Yumi. Here she is starting to hit the door. Izuku. Escape through the window there Misaki. So the two climb to the window and Yumi breaks the door and enters. Izuku. Yumi you don't have to do this. Yumi. Shut up stupid because of her Ayano died and she loved you very much that's why she has to die. Izuku. Buck starting to run to the window where he leaves and Yumi catches up with him and was about to cut Izuku. But Yumi he slips and falls headfirst, breaking his spine and neck. So dying Yumi leaving Izuku shocked while it rained. Misaki. Let's go Izuku pulling Izuku and the two run away from the others. Izuku. Let's go to the basement there they won't be able to find us. So Izuku and Misaki ran super fast until they reached the basement where they go down to the darkest part. Izuku. Ready here nobody will find us something relieved. Misaki. Izuku. Izuku. What's wrong they hurt you right? Misaki. It's not that if not I want to ask you a favor. Izuku. What thing? Misaki. Let me kill the dead please. Izuku. Are you sure of what you're saying? Misaki. I know who the dead is, that's why I want to kill her, I don't want you to get involved please. Izuku. But Misaki. Misaki. Izuku looking into the eyes, the dead person is. Takako. There are Asia running Izuku and Misaki. Izuku. Takako she is not the dead she is someone else. Takako. But she will prevail in our love. Izuku. But what are you saying? Takako. You know Izuku I love you I always loved you because you always seemed like a cute and tender boy that's why I always got super jealous when you approached Misaki said maniacally. Izuku. You're crazy scared. Takako. Crazy in love so she will never get into our love ever. So Takako lunged at Misaki where Izuku grabs him and pushes her where Takako makes a cut on Izuku's arm making him scream in pain and bleed too much. Takako. You should never have been born you stupid piece of shit running, but she gets stuck against some cables making her get stuck and the cables begin to choke her and pull her up. Takako. I screaming heartbreakingly. Izuku. My god scared. Takako. Goodbye Izuku my love. At that the ropes hang her so much to the point that her neck breaks horribly. Thus dying Takako while blood came out of her neck. Misaki. Izuku running towards him, are you okay? Izuku. Yes but the cut is somewhat deep. Misaki. Let's get out of here to heal you. At that Akazawa arrives. Akazawa. Guys, stay here, calm down. I also think that Misaki is not the dead one. He wouldn't finish speaking since he was seeing his friend's body hanging there. Akazawa. But what the hell did you do damn? Izuku. It was an accident I swear please don't kill us. Akazawa. All this is your damn fault Misaki if you hadn't stayed away from Izuku from the beginning my best friend wouldn't be dead, you had followed my rules everything would be very different, I will kill you damn furious and shedding tears. Misaki. I'm sorry and especially to you Izuku starting to run. Izuku. Misaki waits running behind her. Final chapter The Dead. Narrator. Everything was chaos in the camp, it was chaos in the house where everyone was dying. Naomi. Come on everyone, let's escape, but a chandelier falls on them causing everyone to die. Kenzo. Should I have to escape? He wouldn't finish speaking since a large pillar falls on him causing him to die quickly. But the others. Student 1. Friend, do you think we'll get out of here? Student 2. Yes friend, we'll get out of here, but a knife is buried in his back causing him to die quickly. Student 1. No wait, but someone buries the knife in his eye causing him to die quickly. But Mochizuki and Naoya. Mochizuki. Naoya, come on, you can. There he comes carrying Naoya who was bleeding from his leg while Keiko followed them with a knife. Naoya. You know what brother, in pain, I think I'll do something that maybe you might hate me. Mochizuki. What a thing brother. And that Naoya runs to Keiko where he hugs her and together they fall from the second floor and Naoya hurts his leg more. Naoya. I is screaming loud and grabbing his leg. Mochizuki. There's shit there I go brother running. Naoya. I must escape. He would not finish speaking since Keiko climbs on top of him with a super large knife. Keiko. Now I will kill you, brandishing the knife. Naoya. I do not want to die, no, screaming loud. That's when Tetsuji arrives where he grabs Keiko and sends her flying where he grabs her and stabs Keiko's throat causing her to die quickly. Naoya. Master Tetsuji seeing Tetsuji. Tetsuji. This is not normal, the curse cannot be stopped, it has gotten out of control, we have to get out of here now. But Misaki. Misaki was walking through the halls of the mansion. Misaki. I have to find her before Izuku dies walking. But Izuku. Izuku was running trying to find Misaki. Izuku. Misaki, where are you? Tired and stands against the wall. The dead is here now, it may be my end, but I know Misaki, I feel that she will be fine, but I have to find her quickly or death will find her first. Starting to run. Meanwhile outside. Student. Teacher Tetsuji running to him. Tetsuji. Only you are left. Student. No, Naomi and others are trapped in a chandelier. Tetsuji. Mochizuki, let's help them, running to the informed wing. Mochizuki. Where are you? Izuku seeing the building that was burning. But Izuku. Izuku was walking super worried about Misaki but joins his hands while they bled. Izuku. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name come to us, thy kingdom, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive to those who offend us, do not let us fall into temptation and deliver us from evil, amen, praying and pressing each other. Then Maji arrives. Maji. Izuku, help me. Izuku. Maji, what's happening? Maji. You must get out of here before I. She wouldn't finish speaking as a knife runs through her neck and she falls to the ground dead and someone grabs the knife. Izuku. Tamahiko in shock. Tamahiko. Hello. Izuku wiping the blood off the knife. Izuku. But why did you do it? Tamahiko. You see, when Naoya threw me out the window and I got up, at first I thought I was the dead one, but I discovered that I wasn't, so I need to look for Misaki Mei now. Izuku. Because if she isn't. Tamahiko. Because she is responsible for not following the rules from the beginning and she never left you, that's why she has to die. Izuku. Over my dead body. Tamahiko. Whatever, Sakakibara. So Tamahiko lunged at Izuku where Izuku was dodging with great difficulty Tamahiko slashes until he knocks him down and puts him in a room. Izuku. Please don't do it, this is not the solution. Tamahiko. Shut up, if I had never transferred you to my class and you had never entered my school, none of this would have happened. Izuku. Because they never told me anything from the beginning, so I would know that the curse existed. Tamahiko. So you would never know the truth and always know that Misaki Mei does not exist, so die goodbye. Izuku. Midoriya Sakakibara raising the knife. At that, a stick pierces his chest right in the heart, causing Tamahiko to die quickly. Izuku. Akazawa surprised. Akazawa. I knew very well what I was going to do since I went to look for him where they had thrown him, and effectively he went crazy since he found out about everything, and that's why now he's looking for Misaki just like me. Izuku. But why Misaki? It's not her fault, I am the one to blame for everything, please kill me. Akazawa. No Izuku, she is to blame for everything because she never left you. Izuku. But they never told me anything, so I am the one to blame for everything, please kill me. Akazawa. However you want, grabbing the knife and raising it, but someone grabs her. Tetsuji. Don't do it. Akazawa. And you, what a wretch, you leave like a damn coward to let us die here, what kind of teacher are you, annoying. Tetsuji. I wanted to save a life, but after seeing the great low I realized that maybe I can help more lives, so I will not let you take the life of someone who has not made any mistakes, nor is guilty of all this. Your mistake was having companions who never they warned of all this. Super serious, and Akazawa gets away from Tetsuji and runs out super fast. Tetsuji. Are you okay lifting him? Izuku. Yes, I'm fine. Itsuji. Calm down, when we rescue everyone we will heal your hands and your arm, but now we have to get out of here, grabbing Izuku, and the two leave. 10 minutes later. Itsuji. Are you okay, Naomi? Naomi. Yes, I'm okay, thank you very much, teacher. Itsuji. Everyone is here. Izuku. Wait, Misaki is missing. Machizuki. Call her, Izuku, she may be close. Izuku. Wait, taking out his cell phone, calling Misaki, but she didn't answer. Damn, I have to go find her. Naoya. No, wait bro, maybe you'll get hurt. Izuku. Misaki too, so I have to go. Machizuki. Don't do it bro, please, you are a great friend to us. Izuku. They are also to me, but Misaki is much more than a friend to me, so I have to go for her if I don't come back. Thank you very much for being my best friends, I love you. Many friends running out to the building. Naoya. Machizuki. Good luck brother. But Izuku. Izuku enters through the door where he started looking for Misaki and sees that the stairs were not yet super burned and goes up to the second floor where he found Misaki. Izuku. Misaki running, are you okay? Misaki. Izuku hugging him, I'm really sorry for getting you into all this. Izuku. It's not your fault Misaki, it's not anyone's fault, it's just that we were scared, that's why no one told me, hugging her. Misaki. But Izuku, I have to confess something too. Izuku. What thing? Misaki. I already know who the dead man is. Izuku. Tell me quickly, who is worried? Misaki. It's Akazawa. There you are, damn wretch. Izuku. No, Akazawa, putting Misaki behind him, I won't let you kill Misaki, she's not dead. Akazawa. It doesn't matter, damn, if you defend her Izuku, I'll kill her at once, towering over the two of them. But suddenly the floor of the stairs breaks into 1,000 pieces and everyone falls to the second floor, and Izuku's arm wound opens further and Misaki falls but receives a blow to the cheek and his eye patch flies off. Misaki. Izuku getting up, but Akazawa punches her and knocks her to the ground. Please wait, Akazawa, you're not like that. Akazawa. You know, I thought we were going to become good friends, but you never followed the rules, now raising the knife, I'll kill you myself. Izuku. No, throwing her to the ground, and the two get up and Akazawa grabs the knife, but Izuku stops her. Izuku. No, swing, grabbing Izuku's hands. Akazawa. No one will stop me in my mission, throwing Izuku, goodbye Izuku, raising the knife. But a powerful lightning bolt falls on the building, causing many glasses to fly, but many large glasses are stuck in Akazawa's body, causing him to bleed too much and little by little lose his life slowly. Izuku. Akazawa is screaming loud and shocked while Akazawa remembered the day he met Izuku. Flashback. Izuku. My name is Izuku Midoriya, Sakakibara smiling. Akazawa. And mine is Izumi Akazawa, are you from Yamayama? Izuku. No, since I'm from Tokyo, I came here temporarily since a loved one passed away. Akazawa. I'm very sorry, but if you want we can go for a walk together and get to know everything Yamayama. Izuku. We will surely be best friends, okay, I want you to show me everything Yamayama. Akazawa. Sure, best friend smiling. End of flashback. Izuku. Akazawa removing the super large glasses while a lot of blood came out of his hands since they were super sharp, and Misaki looks at something that impacted her. Misaki. Izuku, stop already. Izuku. I don't have to help her removing the glasses. Misaki. I see the color of death and I see its shape, seeing a super black color with some colors at the same time. I looked at a silhouette that stood out. Izuku. How shocked. Misaki. I see all the color of death and its shape is a wolf, shocked. Izuku. No, my nightmare can't be true, I have to save her by removing all the glass. Akazawa grabbing her by the head, calm down, you will be safe, just hold on. Akazawa. Izuku, in his last moments of life, I remember perfectly the day we met, you were already once in Yamayama and when we met we became best friends. Izuku. Don't talk anymore, Akazawa, calm down, you're going to be okay. Akazawa. Izuku, I'm dying, coughing blood. Izuku. No, Akazawa, don't say that, bringing tears to your eyes. Akazawa. I will always remember that day, we will always be the best friends, but listen to me Izuku, forgive me for trying to kill you and Misaki, now I understand it was not your fault, nor mine, it was the fault of stupidity, since we never told you anything, since we were afraid to put you in all this, but now you and Misaki have the answer, and they know who the dead is, so stop the curse before it's too late, coughing a lot of blood, I trust you, best friend smiling and let go of Izuku's hand. Goodbye Izuku, I love you, giving his last words, and without closing his eyes he dies, and so unfortunately Izumi Akazawa, the best president in the world, passes away. Izuku closes her eyes with his hand and gently lays the body on the floor. Izuku. I promise I'll stop him, Akazawa. May you be happy in heaven. May God have you in his holy glory. Giving him a kiss on the forehead. Okay, now I have to look for the dead woman. Wait, where is Misaki? Looking everywhere while the fire gets bigger. Where are you? Misaki takes out her cell phone and calls Misaki. Misaki? Izuku. Izuku? Misaki, where are you? The fire is getting bigger, looking around. Misaki. I'm outside in the backyard, but don't look for me or get involved. I found him hanging, leaving Izuku in shock. Izuku? She found the dead man. In shock, I have to go see her. He runs out while the fire gets bigger and Izuku goes out to the backyard while it was raining heavily and started looking for Misaki everywhere until he found him. Izuku? Misaki running. Misaki, are you okay? Misaki? I told you not to look for me. Izuku? I've come to help you. Who is the dead man? Worried. Misaki? Is she pointing at the rubble, seeing a woman come out of the rubble? Izuku? Wait, in shock since the person who was coming out of the rubble none other than Mikami. Mikami? Please help me. Izuku? No, she can't be the dead man. Misaki? Yes, it is her since I discovered that she was not in the truck or in the camp, therefore she does not exist. At that, Izuku upon hearing that word was completely paralyzed and remembered something. Flashback. Ryuko. And remembers Izuku taking off his glasses and messing up his hair. Don't call me Ryuko or aunt during school, call me Mikami. End of flashback. Izuku. I screaming loudly while all the memories came to him super fast until he stops screaming and remembers everything. Misaki. You already remembered, right? Izuku. Yes, I was here in Yamiyama a year and a half ago. I met Akazawa that day when he fell from the small mountain and that's where we became friends, and that I was here in Yamiyama for a great reason, seeing Mikami, because you had died with reason. The bird always got upset since there was something in the house and that's why you didn't tell me anything about all this. In shock and scared. Mikami. No, Izuku, in truth if I am alive I am not the dead one, trying to grab him, but he moves away. Misaki. Izuku, there is something I have to confess to you, and that is that I was there. Izuku. That. Misaki. I was there the day of the murder since I was returning to my house when there I saw everything when she was murdered, cut at the throat, and the murderer left, and there they found the corpse in the wild river. Izuku. No wonder at the funeral she had a large cut on her neck. Misaki. But the curse wanted to revive her, since that is how the curse got away with it. That is why everyone never knew who the dead man really was. But now I have to end this. Grabbing a pick, Izuku back down, grabbing the pick tightly, but Izuku stops her. Izuku. Let me do it, I am my family and I have to do it, taking the pick away and approaches Mikami, who was shedding tears. At that moment Izuku began to remember his entire childhood, that he was happy with Ryuko, despite the fact that she was his aunt. He loved her like a great mother, the mother he lost many years ago, but now she was his mother and forever. Izuku. I still remember all the moments that we had a great time as mother and son since Sniff, when my mother passed away. Sniff, you took care of me, being my second mother to me, and Sniff, thank you for everything and more, for teaching me all those songs by Enrique Iglesias. I will always cut myself. Sniff sniff when we sang them super loud, and thanks to you, I am Enrique Iglesias, #1 fan. Hahaha, laughing at the same time I cried, as did Ryuko. But it's time, sniff sniff sniff, to say goodbye. Please take care of mom for me and tell her that I love her very much, and more to you. I thank you very much for being the mother I lost and the mother I always loved, but now we have to say goodbye. You know that I will never forget you. Grabbing the beak very tightly and raises the beak up, pointing at Ryuko's head, while Izuku cried, as did Mikami. Izuku. Goodbye Ryuko, I will always love you as my second mother. And that Izuku sticks his beak in Ryuko's head, making her die quickly, and so my friends, I end the curse once and for all while it was still raining. Izuku. Ryuko sniff sniff sniff, crying and falling to the ground. But Misaki hugs him very tightly and Izuku hugs her very tightly, staining her with blood with his hands, but she did not care and continued hugging Izuku while he cried in her chest, remembering his entire childhood with Ryuko. Timescale 1 week later. We see Izuku, Misaki and Tsuji in a cemetery looking at Ryuko Mikami's grave, and Izuku put some flowers on Ryuko. Izuku's tombstone. In memory of Ryuko Mikami Midoriya 1985 to 2022. Misaki. In the name of the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit, amen. Pressing themselves and putting their hands together, may Ryuko Mikami Midoriya rest in peace. I always considered you a great teacher to me. Tsuji. Finally everything is over, the curse has disappeared, finally a moment of tranquility has arrived, and Izuku, are you okay with your arm and your hands? Izuku. Yes, I'm fine, I just have to be with my hands bandaged like this, but I'm fine now. But what happened next? Is everyone fine? Tsuji. Some are still hospitalized after that, and I investigated the list of those who went to the camp and I discovered that she is the one who was not there, therefore the curse was wrong with respect to everyone. Misaki. But what will happen now? Tsuji. We do not know if the curse will continue or not, but what we do know is that maybe the curse has disappeared now. I think it will not attack again, or that the channeling will return. Izuku. But what will happen to future generations? Hitsuji. I'll tell you something, Izuku, the curse has already been closed forever and will never return. Anyway, walking to his car, I will become a teacher again. Soon I want to do many things that I could not do, such as being your teacher. After all, the curse has ended and will never return. Anyway, I will see you soon, guys, on Monday I will see you. Goodbye Izuku and Misaki. Izuku Misaki. Goodbye teacher, take care, watching how the teacher left in his car. So the two began to walk calmly. Izuku. And what do you want to do now, since I will continue with my thing, but you? Misaki. Honestly, I want to be with you in everything, I want to be with you, I want to go with you to Tokyo High School, I want to be with you in everything. Izuku. Okay. Misaki. But we have to make an oath forever. Izuku. Okay. Sitting on a bench, the two put on some promise bracelets. Misaki. From now on we are together in everything. If the curse returns we will be together to stop it, and we will be together in good times and bad. Izuku. Okay, it is a promise from the heart and I swear that I will fulfill it and never abandon you. Misaki. Well Izuku, let's walk, and Izuku followed her, but he sees the fair that he always had a good time with his sister, making Misaki smile when she remembered her sister. Izuku. Do you want to go to the fair? Misaki. Better at night it will get better. Izuku. And what will we do when we leave high school? I mean, I will be publishing my works, but what do you want to do now? Misaki. I shared my life with you because meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. Izuku. Okay, smiling and holding hands, the two of them walk away calmly. Misaki. I don't know what's going to happen to us, but I promise I'll never be far from you. Izuku. Thanks, I promise you too, smiling while taking Misaki's hand. Misaki. Tell me if it's true, they told me you're getting tired, you don't know how much I'm suffering, I have to tell you this, singing, surprising Izuku, making him smile. Izuku. Tell me your goodbye, it was hard for me, could it be that I took you to the moon, and I didn't know how to do it like that? Misaki. I was looking for you on the street screaming, this is killing me. Izuku. I was looking for you in the street screaming like crazy drinking. Misaki. It's that I without you and you without me, tell me who can be happy, I don't like this, I don't like. Izuku. It's that I without you and you without me, tell me who can be happy, I don't like this, I don't like this, singing happily, while they were happy holding hands. Misaki. I ask you on my knees Luna, don't leave singing. Izuku. I will never leave ever in my life, smiling, and the two look into each other's eyes and slowly approach to say. Izuku Misaki. I love you. At that moment the two kiss a kiss that expressed all the love that the two felt for a long time, while the two remembered the day they met and the two separate with a thread of saliva. Izuku. You were the best thing that has happened to me in my life, I love you. Misaki. You too Izuku, you were the best thing that has happened to me in life, I love you. Izuku giving him a kiss. Okay love, let's go for a walk and have a good time. Izuku. Okay love, walking, and tell me what shape he had before he died. Akazawa. Misaki. You were absolutely right, Izuku was a wolf, apparently he wanted you, but he couldn't. Izuku. Wow, all my nightmares were true, but in the end he couldn't catch me, how good. Misaki. Well, let's leave that aside and let's go for a walk love. Izuku. Okay love. So the two leave the cemetery. Time skies several years later. We see Izuku going to his huge house after a book signing. Izuku. Wow, more than 400 fans arrived, wow, I never thought that my book Ramirez Monster, the story of Richard Ramirez, would become so popular to the point that I am the assistant director of the Netflix series. The good thing is that I arrived at my house entering through the big door and two little ones hug his legs. Antonio. You're finally here, Daddy. Jennifer. You're finally here, Daddy, they said happily, and Izuku carries them. Izuku. Hello my little ones, carrying them and hugging them. Misaki. Welcome home, darling. Izuku. Hello love, going down to his children and giving them a bouquet of roses. Look, I brought you the roses that you like too much. Misaki. There, thank you love, they are so beautiful, giving her a kiss. It seems that you are very hungry from so much work, come let's go to dinner. Izuku. I do not prefer to have dinner with my children and talking about them, where are they? Misaki. They will not take long to come from high school. Izumi. Mom Dad, we are here. Izuku Misaki. Hello Enrique, Jonathan, Marco, Julio, Melissa, Natasha, Natalia, Inko and Ryuko Jr. greeting their children, and Misaki gives each one a kiss on the forehead. Izuku Misaki. How did it go? Natasha. It went well mom. Melissa. Mom Dad, Marco already has a girlfriend. Misaki. Izuku. Really? Inko. Yes, he already has a girlfriend and she is Komi-san. Marco. Natasha, Melissa, I told you it was a secret. Natalia. Oh, what's wrong, brother, that our father gives us bread? Ryoko Jr. Congratulations, Marco, you already have girlfriend. Izuku. Congratulations, Marco, you already have a girlfriend, you have already become a man, I am proud of you, hugging him. Misaki. Congratulations, Marco, you are now a man like your brothers, like Enrique who has Marin, Johanna has Nagatoro, and Julio has Yuzaki. Boys. Mom blushing. Izuku. And when are you going to invite her to the house so we can meet her? Misaki. And I will give them my blessing. Marco. Mom, Dad. Misaki. Well, let's go to dinner because dinner is getting cold. Everyone. Okay, Mom, love. So the family sat down to have dinner quietly, and finally Misaki and Izuku lived peacefully, and finally the curse was over, and they finally lived in peace despite their tragic past, and that they lost many people valuable to them, but thanks to the fact that they stopped the curse they could live in peace, since they stopped the curse forever, and finally Misaki and Izuku lived in peace, and everything was now peace and harmony for everyone, and they lived happily ever after. Post-credit scene. Izuku Dracula. Izuku, we are in the right place. Izuku Orochi. Yes, according to my map they say that those two are facing each other now. Izuku Ghost Rider. Then let's not waste any more time, let's go at once. Izuku Martinez. Come on, let's go, guys, speaking in Spanish confusing everyone, I said let's go at once, speaking Japanese thanks to Lucy. Izuku Dracula. Let's go at once. Izuku Ghost Rider. We must hurry since I want revenge on Yazaki and Ruka, since I want a rematch in FIFA. Izuku Martinez. Then let's go. 30 minutes later. Izuku Dracula Ghost Rider. And that's why we have many children. Izuku Orochi. Wow, but I'm going to match the two of them, and what about you, Martinez? Izuku Martinez. I have 16 children, 14 teenagers and 2 young children, 7 boys and 7 girls, but in my world they are already super trained to protect each other. They fill with pride as they protect each other, and wow, they turned out to be very roosters, since they have girlfriends like that very pretty, the one that I like a lot that always makes me laugh is Tijin, my lion's girlfriend. Izuku Orochi. Who is Tajina? Izuku Ghost Rider. 1 second, she is a girl with light blue hair. Izuku Dracula. And who always does magic tricks. Izuku Martinez. Wow, she is herself, wow, so she exists in other universes. Izuku Orochi. Wow, guys, I never thought there were many like me in other worlds. Izuku Dracula. And that we are married to the same beautiful woman, and more because the two we are looking for are also married to Rumi. Izuku Martinez. The furry girl. Izuku Orochi. Yes and no, she is a furry since she has a mutation power that allows her to have rabbit features like ears and a tail and more when she is in heat, touching her neck. Izuku Dracula. Ha, those bitten flames raising her neck, revealing a hickey with some bite marks. Izuku Ghost Rider. Oh shit, not even Namuri is that much of a biter in bed. Izuku Dracula. Yes, at first it hurt, but with the passage of time I've become accustomed to it. Izuku Orochi. Yes, you're right. Izuku Martinez. Hold on, guys. Izuku Ghost Rider. What's going on? Izuku Martinez. Are you realizing that we've been walking for almost an hour, but those two don't appear? At that point the two see a big smash that was going towards the sky. Izuku Orochi. We already found them running and they find them. But the two see how Izuku Apuch and Izuku Death were fighting, and the two of them made a big jump in their skeleton and wolf forms, and they collide their scythes, and the two of them fall into the forest while they were somewhat tired. Izuku Death. Ganoria, you don't know why I want to see you dead. Izuku Apuch. I don't know and I don't care, you bucking crazy, I'm not going to let you kill him just because you hate him so much. Izuku Death. We'll see that now, but see some orange cobwebs tie him up, but what the hell. In that, a portal opens where Izuku 2099, Izuku Moon Knight and Izuku Supreme come out along with Gwen, Izuku Carnage and nothing more and nothing less than Izuku Scorpion. Izuku 2099. Scorpion, Carnage now. Izuku Scorpion. Here I go, taking out chains from his hands that tie Izuku Death. Izuku Carnage. I have you holding him in his Carnage form. Izuku Moon Knight. Enough taking off his bandages. Gwen. My turn taking out his cobwebs that tie Izuku Apuch so everyone will love them both. Izuku Supreme. Enough, both of you, now explain to me why the hell are you here upset. Izuku Apuch. What happens is that this kid wants to kill the Izuku of this universe. Izuku Death. And I will do it anyway, taking off the chains and Carnage and runs away, but Izuku Ghost Rider will love him with many chains. Izuku Ghost Rider. You will not plow him by tying him to the tree. Supreme Izuku. Now explain why you want to kill him. Izuku Death. Because everything was reset, that is to say the real Koichi Sakakibara was already dead, but everything was reset, but now with Izuku, that is to say the Misaki in the photo that Dr. Strange gave me, is the original of Koichi Sakakibara. Supreme Izuku. Yes I know but look you already formed a new universe that is something serious, but what do you think everything is over? The curse is over. Izuku and Misaki are now safe and sound since they stopped the curse. Izuku death. But he was to blame for everything that everyone died. Izuku 2099. I know it was his fault, but except Misaki and Izuku are fine, and if you kill Izuku, maybe this universe will explode and everything will go to shit like the other time. Izuku death. TSK okay you can release me now. Izuku Ghost Rider. Okay releasing him and Izuku death creates a portal that sends him to his universe. Izuku death. But I will take his soul when he dies understood. Izuku Apuch. Yes until death. And that Izuku death leaves while whistling. Izuku Moon Knight. At least everything went well. Izuku Scorpion. Ooh seeing Izuku Urachi. Izuku Urachi. What's wrong? Izuku Scorpion. You're the first Izuku who had Rumi. Izuku Urachi. Yes exactly. Izuku Scorpion. Thank you very much for loving her and loving her very much said happily. Izuku Urachi. No there if we are married wait you and your Rumi are divorced. Izuku Scorpion. No we are not but I wanted to thank you we do a great job loving our Rumi. When? Okay I don't know who Rumi is but at least it's all over now. Izuku Apuch. Unfortunately not. Izuku 2099. What do you mean? Izuku Apuch. You see the other time I was here with Sebastian, Tenich and Enrique, since we went to see what's up with this universe, but what we discovered is super terrifying since right now Izuku and Misaki are living in peace, but I have some very bad news. Izuku Urachi. That is about to disappear. Izuku Apuch. That the curse is still standing. Izuku Carnage. What a curse. Izuku Apuch. One that has been here in this universe for years, but what my children and I discovered is terrifying since the curse has not disappeared, but rather returned I think stronger, but I don't know if it will follow Izuku and Misaki or in the school where they were as we know since Enrique my son, he can see ghosts and things that are cursed, and that scared him, since he felt a great aura of terror like something very evil like a portergist. Izuku Scorpion. A question like the Portergist movie that movie where the clown doll appears. Izuku Apuch. I think so exactly like in the movie since the four of us felt that presence of an entity not from hell, but rather a ghost or someone who cannot rest in peace. Supreme Izuku. Do you mean that ghost has already become like a portergist and the curse? Izuku Apuch. Yes exactly but they saw paranormal activity. All? Yes. Izuku Apuch. The complete saga. All? Izuku Apuch. Okay I think the curse is like an evil entity that turned out to now take the soul of that deceased person to become stronger. Izuku Ghost Rider. And how do we stop it? Izuku Apuch. The ghost has to see the light. When? I don't understand. Izuku Apuch. If the ghost has to see that she is no longer alive, she has to see the light like Xochitl saw the light when she found her children in heaven, but even so my family and I will be seeing this universe if it is something super bad or a great ghost that wants revenge. Supreme Izuku. Okay, anything, inform us or call Izuku death, we go making circles on the ground, teleporting everyone and Izuku Apuch was still in the forest and walks a little, arriving at a landscape seeing all of Yamayama turned off. Izuku Apuch. This is just the beginning making a portal and goes to his universe. Post-credit scene. Yo. Watch a homie. Chucho. Yes dude there's that Santeria. Yo. There we go watcher let's see what's up. Chucho. Envelopes walks to the other street where the two of us entered seeing many holy things and among many things the Santa Muerte and many San Judas Tadeo and many virgins and Jesus. Yo. Don't buck with me, that one is really scary. Chucho. Yes, that one let's get the hell out of here homie. Yo. Envelopes let's go half running. Which? I know he was eliminated but he will return more powerful the ghost will never die this is just the beginning the ghost will return soon. Yo. Don't buck with me dude let's go. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day bye.